It is the 24th of December, 2024. To some people, it's Christmas Eve. Well, it is Christmas Eve. But what better day and what better night, I should rather say, to spend your Christmas Eve than to watch two Asian lads talk about football? It's only the two of the four today. Some on holiday, some on business trips. But they're here in spirit, and I'm sure we'll hear from them very, very soon. Alongside me today, he's pushed hosting duties onto me again. He wants to chill out a bit. Obviously, he's got his day off, as do I do. But Mr. Asim, the face of BNR, the analyst is what some call you.
Analyst.
Top Liverpool source is what they call you.
Yeah, wow. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You bring the facts. How you been, my friend?
I'm okay. You're very kind to introduce me like that. But as you know, you can just say hello to me. I won't mind. I don't have an ego. Yeah, I'm good. We have to have a Christmas chat. But I know you said some people are on business trips. Some people are away on other duties. But we've been ill. I've been all right, actually. I've just had a nap. As you probably can see from my face, I just had a quick wash and I came on. Gene's been really bad. I spoke to him around about 5 o'clock and he literally can't get out of bed. I think Avi's been okay-ish. I don't know how you've been, but I just can't get rid of this cough. But it is what it is. Work's been busy. You have to, grind your way through it. And what Gene, like I say, has been really bad. So our wishes go to him because he doesn't want to miss Anfield on Boxing Day. If he's 20% fit, you'll be there knowing him in the Kop. But yeah, it's good to be back because at the moment, every time we come on, we're sort of apologizing. I think we have to apologize because our content hasn't been consistent for the last 2-3 weeks. We have good spells and then we have really bad spells. And at the moment, we've just gone through a bad spell and we didn't even react to the Tottenham game, Sarib, which is a bit disappointing because I thought the Reds were absolutely brilliant. And I think it was probably, arguably, especially away from home, the best performance of our season so far, especially that first half. I thought we were absolutely... Yeah, how many minutes?
60, an hour of the game was pretty good.
Yeah. So especially the first half was absolutely brilliant. But we thought, look, it's Christmas Eve. I don't know exactly what people do on a Christmas Eve, but there'll be plenty of people that take advantage of the holidays, like me. I don't personally celebrate Christmas, but I do take advantage of the holidays, a bit of family time as well, nice food. And there'll be plenty of people like us who are just bored at home and just want to tune in. And if you want to talk about Reds or anything you want, dial in. The stream, I think, is the pin to the chat. Call in, and we've already got someone waiting, a regular actually. So yeah, let's have you. I don't know how long we're going to be on live, but yeah, man, come at us and let's discuss.
Let's get it cracking. We've got someone in the backstage already, guys. So again, like Asim said, the stream link will be in the chat as well, and we'll put it frequently throughout the show just in case you can't see it. But let's welcome Danny to the stage. Danny is a regular on BNR. He's been on a few call-in shows, but here he is, Danny.
How you guys doing?
I can't see you, Danny, though, unless you have a very, very, very different tan to the last time I saw you. I can't see you.
Atik says, just putting the finishing touches to my tree.
Links in. Thank you, Edmund, Junior, whoever it is. Thank you very much. But Danny, see if you can sort out your camera, mate, because I can't really see you, lad.
You should be able to see me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you. We could see you at the backstage. On the backstage, sorry.
Let me take you out and put you back in and see if that works. Danny, I think you might need to just refresh your StreamYard to just reset your tab and then come back.
Yeah, but sorry, whilst we're waiting, what did you make of the Tottenham game?
Generally, Asim, I promise, I swear by Allah, I swear to God, I have never been so confident in a Liverpool victory against a big side in the last 2 years than that against Tottenham. I looked at their lineup, especially their back four, and I thought, you got Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, and Szoboszlai in the attacking positions against Archie Gray, Jed Spence, who I thought was quite decent, actually, to be fair to him, even though he conceded 6, Porro and Dragusin. And it was just a complete and utter battering. Could have been 7-0 in the first 15 minutes, but it's the Premier League at the end of the day. You're never going to have a tough fixture. You're always going to have a tough fixture, and obviously at times you made it difficult, but the most important thing at this stage of the season as well is the 3 points. And when if you can do it in a bit of with a bit of authority, then so be it. But it is Tottenham. But before I get your thoughts, Asim, I think it's important that we get Danny because he was waiting before.
Yeah,
So Danny, let's welcome you. Now we can see you. There's that pretty boy. There he is. Hello, Danny, mate. How you doing?
How you guys doing? You okay? Good.
Yeah.
How you
Long
doing,
time.
Dan? You okay, mate?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. It's getting interesting, isn't it?
It's getting very interesting.
Onwards,
Yeah.
It's getting very interesting. I don't know where you were about a couple of months ago, Danny, but were you always a believer?
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke, we obviously Klopp had just left and the season was kind of over, and there was a whole Zubamendi thing. And I was talking about Gravenberch to play in the DM, and we discussed it in some detail. And I think you mentioned that he's got the physicality, but we don't know if he has the the rest of it. And it sounds like the lad, put his head down, got to work, listened to what the coaches said, and he just soaked it up, and it's like duck to water, so far. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. And I think we just got to make sure that our defense stays intact, because recently I've been feeling we've been getting into the Klopp sort of mode often. So we're conceding. I know Kanai is out, but I think even then, like the goal that Kulusevski scored, there was about 5 guys in and around him. No one tracked him. He just snuck around the side, and
A lot of holes in that back forward.
yeah.
Like
Everybody
steps
was ball watching. They weren't focused on the actual movement of the players. I think we'll win the league if we can keep our midfield fit and that we just defend well. I think because goals, I don't think we're going to have problems scoring goals. I don't see that being a problem, especially with we basically have full strength in terms of our attacking options. I mean, even Chiesa's back, which I think he's going to be good as long as he can stay fit. But I think he'll come and do 20 minutes, half hour. Give him something else to think about. But yeah, it's been good. What about you guys? What are your thoughts on what's going on?
We can't complain, can we, Danny? It's been absolutely brilliant. I wasn't as confident, just like Sarib has been saying. He saw the Tottenham defense. Yes, once the team came out, I knew Liverpool would create chances. Liverpool create chances against anybody, any team in the world.
Yeah.
I was always thinking, is that type of team Tottenham? I know they were missing players, but because their approach is so gung ho, they can literally have 20 minutes where it's absolutely brilliant. Get a couple of goals, and it's a totally different game. And we saw it against United, even though I didn't watch that game. I only caught bits of it. But United it was that time where United were pressing, and I was talking to some of my United fans and said my United had the openings, but they just didn't have the quality to really make him count. Whether they were right or not, whether there was a bit of bias towards their analysis towards the game, but I don't know. But Tottenham will give you chances, but they will. I know there's been a lot of talk about Tottenham and how their approach is. The entertainment type of dynamic to their team. I think Ange's he comes across as a nice guy. Nobody likes losing, and I know he's got a bit of stick in the media and on the socials how he reacts to losses. But which manager reacts to losses in a nice way? Nobody does. What I would say is, with all due respect, he's a nice lad, and he might want to entertain his fans and football watchers around the world. But to have that approach, I don't call it naive. I call it stupidity.
Yeah.
Honestly, if
you don't do
can't,
that against us, man. We're the originators of that.
I call it stupidity. Why? Because there is nothing wrong with you adjusting your core principles. Nobody is asking you, especially on Sunday. We look at Arne Slot. He gave him absolutely massive heaped praise on him, but I think this is the kind of thing he wanted. He wanted to go to that in that game and say, Tottenham, I hope you play like this because we're going to pick you off. And judging by Liverpool's plan, how they played people in the pockets, how they really started off on the front foot. How Arne Slot probably wasn't happy with our starts to the game in the last couple of weeks. We started that game on a house on fire. You could tell there was a thought process to go at this team and do not make it settle. It's a big crowd, it's a big stadium, and we've got the first goal. We can really quieten this crowd and really push on the leaky defense and naive defense. They have some kids in that defense, and we saw it. And Liverpool only conceded goals for me out of complacency. I thought it was they took it too easy, took their foot off the gas. But going back to how confident I was, I think it's unbelievable to watch as a neutral. But as a fan, how can you accept that? I can't accept that. I rather win 1-0 week every week than lose 4-3 once or twice and then win 5-3. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. Yeah, it's a great journey to be on. But for the manager, especially when you got 8-9 players out, when nobody's asking you to literally just put all your sort of core principles in the bin, you just have to tweak it a little. And this is what exactly Arne Slot has been brilliant at. He's come, he's taken the good things out of a Klopp philosophy, but he's tweaked it and he's put an Arne Slot imprint on this team. And this is why you see Liverpool when they have to sit off for 10 minutes and counter-attack, because we've got those qualities. And so have Tottenham. But if we have to really go and put our two defenders, Ibu or Van Dijk or Gomez or Kwanzaa halfway line and go at teams, we do it.
We do
so
that.
It's all about game state, and this is what Jamie Carragher said. But I think Jamie Carragher is sort of, he realized he's getting a bit of stick, and then 1 week I think he retweeted him and said, "Oh, this is a brilliant interview." Where I think Carragher was going against his point, because the previous week he was actually, what he was saying was right. Like it's naive. How can you accept this? You can't win trophies like this. You might get lucky with a cup or two, or a decade, but Tottenham, I mean, we that lucky. So, and then I think he came across what he said. Look, this is great. We're here to entertain people. And I thought Carragher went back on what he was saying, and he actually retweeted it, and he said, "This is a great interview." I didn't see it as a great interview. It was a great interview because they won 4-0 against what was it, 5-3 against United. But where it really matters, your bread and butter is in the league. And whoever Tottenham fans who come across them, I don't know many Tottenham fans, but the guys who come up on my Twitter feed and my socials, they aren't happy, because I think it's not naivety. I think it's stupidity to play like that against the league leaders.
Depends on your ambitions as well, though. As a club, see, for us, we want to win the league, and we always want to be in that conversation. I don't think Tottenham realistically expect themselves to be doing that. They're probably expecting at a stretch top 4. And so it's extremely naive, it's essentially reckless. That's what it is. If you put your finger in that fire, you're going to get burnt, and that's exactly what he done. So I think Ange Postecoglou is done, in my opinion. That tactical play and formation and approach has basically said, I can't adapt to the Premier League.
It's not. I don't agree with that completely. I don't agree with that. I'll tell you why I don't agree with it. I have the utmost respect for a coach. Utmost respect to a coach that sticks to his principles. I have the utmost respect for a manager that has a clear identity of playing football, which Ange Postecoglou has. It took most fans, if you watch football properly, it took you 3 or 2 matches to understand the way Tottenham were going to play under Ange Postecoglou. High press, high intensity, high line, everything gun-ho. What Asim said about Tottenham being stupidity, what Ange is doing, I'm not going to go to that extreme, because I don't think it is stupidity, because when it works really, really well. But when it's bad, it's really, really bad. The approach that Tottenham play is suited for better players is the point. He's never going to get that at Spurs, because they're, at the end of the day, they're Tottenham Hotspur. They're not going to be backed into the market like a United or a Manchester City or a Arsenal per se.
They spend a lot of money. I disagree with you. They spend a lot of money. A lot more than us.
Well, Sarib, here's a question for you. If Van Dijk is out and Liverpool have got Kwanzaa and Gomez and playing a really high line, who would you put that? And if Liverpool start leaking goals and not playing well, you'd go to the manager one, yeah?
But again, yes, I agree. But that will not be down to the personnel. When Van Dijk doesn't play, Liverpool still play high line. It doesn't
But
change.
the luxuries that we
Principles
have,
remain.
but the
Yeah, of course,
luxuries
of
that
course,
we
of
have
course.
with Van Dijk, Ibu, for example, we're not as aggressive when Ibu's on the pitch because we've got a Kwanzaa who can't really go out wide. Gomez is a little bit better at it,
Yeah.
but we adjust, don't we? We adjust the right back. We give him a bit less freedom when Ibu's not on the pitch. So this is what Slot does. He recognizes the personnel.
He's a different
and
type of coach.
adjusts
You know? You can't expect every coach to do the same thing. It is what I'm saying to you.
No,
I understand.
the fact is it's tweaking. I'm not expecting him. I agree. I respect his philosophy, but I'm not expecting him to rip it up.
Let me say this. Let me say this, yeah. Let's say, for example, tomorrow, God forbid, injury comes out, Van Dijk out for 4 weeks. Yeah? Klopp will say, no, Klopp. Arne Slot said, that's a problem, but we can deal with this. And all he'll do, he'll arrange his team to become more defensive, but get those goals as well. He will do that.
I don't see that. Because we will not drop. If Van Dijk goes out, we will not drop the line because
we won't drop the line. We won't drop the line.
No, we don't need to drop the line. We don't need to drop the line. But I'm talking about what happened. You're talking about transition, yeah, high line.
Spurs concede though. Spurs concede because their line is so high and they're relying on the pace of Van de Ven to track back to win the ball back.
We're not
so many times.
But we're not Spurs, is what I'm saying. And what I'm trying to say is that.
Of course.
But what I'm trying to say is that Arne Slot will make those tactical changes, and what he'll do is start tweaking the midfield. Like, for example, did you watch the Southampton game when Endo played at centre back? It was very interesting because although he was centre back, he would come to defensive midfield. Yeah. So he'd probably say something like, okay, Grav, what you need to do is actually jump back and drop and help become central defensive a bit more sometimes in certain situations. And he'll just do the reverse of that tweak, if that kind of makes sense. I think he would do something along them lines. But the point is that Ange Postecoglou, for me, he's not some sort of amazing manager, or he hasn't really shown anything. Yeah, he had, a good season or whatever, like that season, and they fell off or whatever. 6 months doesn't prove anything to me as a coach, as a top level coach. I don't personally believe he's a top level coach. He was standing there at their own stadium with his head shaking all the time, This is not the approach of an extremely high mentality person. They don't look at things like that, and they don't nod their head and show weakness in that way. And there's no point really talking about Ange Postecoglou in my opinion. There's nothing for us to have there. Tottenham, I'm 34 years old. Yeah, they've been hoping for 34 years. That's their problem, and they got to deal with it. I don't think personally they're even going to make top 4 this season. They ain't going to make top 4.
I think it's important to highlight that when a manager shows a clear identity of playing, that also works, because we've seen him have very, very good results here. I know we played them with 9 men last season, but he also got 2 goals at Anfield.
But in relation to what you're trying to win, though, right? In relation to what you're trying to... So what's the expectation of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? You see where I'm...
It's Danny, I'm going to stop you right there. One of my friends just joined, Asad, and he is a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I think we're on this topic. I think we should get him on.
Yeah.
Asad, say hi. You are a Tottenham fan, and I know you've had your concerns about Ange Postecoglou.
Concerns?
You have had your concerns.
Why would I have concerns about Ange?
Okay, so go on. You speak. You're a Tottenham fan. We've been discussing Tottenham for the last 10 minutes. Go on. Give me what you think about Spurs then.
Well, I think we're brilliant. It's just the injuries. We're unlucky, man. That's what it is, mate. I think Ange's got a vision. He's got a project, man. What's the point of letting go a manager when we let go like 5? We let go one of the best managers in the world. Like, mate, there's no point. Just give this guy a chance.
Nobody's disputing that. What we're saying is, what Asim and Danny were alluding to is that you can't carry on playing this way when you have half your squad out, and
I believe that. Yeah.
Eventually, if he keeps playing like this, it will cost him his job. But I don't think it's stupidity, because I look at the likes of Vincent Kompany, who played this way at Burnley, and they were relegated, and then he got a job at Bayern Munich because he had a clear identity of playing football. And managers understand that. Other recruiters understand that you've got a clear identity. I think if Ange Postecoglou gets sacked at Tottenham, other teams in Europe are going to be looking at Ange Postecoglou, because I think his style of play is suited to better footballers, better players. although that might cost him a job at Tottenham, that doesn't make him a bad coach because his way of playing is very, very impressive to me.
Sarib, we're not denying the fact that his way of playing and his core principles and approach and philosophy
Instead of
and
stupidity.
identity.
I don't think it's
No,
sustainable.
what I call stupidity is not adjusting to what your game state is and adjusting to your injuries. That's what I
Correct.
call stupidity.
Yes.
So, for
Yes.
example, I'll give you
I'm
an example.
managing.
He actually tweaked a little thing on the weekend. Nobody's mentioned it. I didn't see Spence, where his name is, Poro, on the left right back and left back. They didn't invert into midfield.
Yeah.
They didn't. So what he was saying is, look, we're probably not good enough to have these world backs on the outside, and Liverpool recognized that, and we absolutely smothered them from minute one, and we didn't let them move. But what good managers, the elite managers, do is when they're struggling for a period of time off the pitch and they have to adjust their personnel, or if it's on a game state level, Sarib, like how many times have we seen Liverpool, I think, against Crystal Palace for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we had Gakpo, your boy Gakpo, playing left back, and Liverpool were defending in a 5-3-2 and a 5-4-1 because the game warranted that. And we got away with, I think it was a 1-0 victory on that day. I can't remember. Or 2-1 maybe. I can't remember. But we got the 3 points. That is adjusting to the game state. Look at that famous, iconic, all those still images about I think it was Spurs versus Chelsea, and Spurs were down to 9 men, and he still had 3 people on the halfway line. It was like a training pitch program where you kick it from right back and we're going to go running behind you. It was hilarious. I don't call that sticking to your principles. I call that stupidity, because you can't recognize that your team needs something. So I don't call him stupid for his identity, because it's an attacking approach and he plays the football on the front foot. But when he hasn't got the personnel to do it, then you have to adjust.
Can I ask Asad, why have you got so many injuries? What do you think are the I know why, because we went through this.
No. See, I feel like that's a myth.
Okay.
What's the myth?
You're
myth,
probably alluding to the fact that Ange Postecoglou's training method ruins the hamstrings, right?
No. Why was it? It was like a training method, against Chelsea when you were down to 9 men, and then you had the likes of Sterling just running in behind every single time. I thought that was stupidity, having 3 defenders defending as a 9 on the halfway line.
The thing is, though,
that looked like a training program.
But people forget that we almost drew that game. We got an offside goal. We got an offside goal in the 80th minute with Eric Dyer scored a header. It was 2-2. We almost drew that game. We're gonna lose anyway, innit? So
you don't think that the way that you play football has anything to do with your injuries?
Mate, the whole club is that's the way we play, bro. To dare is to do, G.
all I can say then is good luck for the rest of the season, man.
We have a super chat as well, Sarib.
All right, let's get onto the super chat. Howard 88. I do not know.
Good man. Thank you very much.
But if that's 59 something, thank you very much. Hey people, and Merry Christmas. It is now 9 minutes until the India Kalia tweet. Looking forward to it. What is the update you think? Mate, honestly, I have no clue. That's Asim's best mate. You gotta ask Asim. He's got the links. He's the one that speaks to Indy, not me. He doesn't even follow me. He follows Asim. But hopefully something positive that Liverpool fans can grasp onto, because we know what our fan base is like. We know what our fan base is like, Asim.
Okay. Danny, we're going to move it on. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And, have a good one with your family as well, man.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Take care. Bye-bye. Should we get Sean in, Sarib?
Is he a... Oh, he's a Liverpool fan with Pedro Neto as his Abby.
Sean is a celeb these days. He's doing playbacks for Josh. Every time I go on that platform, I hear Sean's voice. Sean, what's happening, man? It's a pleasure to have a celebrity on our stream today. You good, bro?
I'm chilling with the celebrities right now. I'm speaking to the celebrities. I'm not a celebrity myself, man. But...
Oh, I've just seen your suit on your private chat. You go, Asim, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, I've got a bone
to
pick with you. Asim, listen. First and foremost, everybody smash the like. These guys, they do a lot of content for us. Match days. You see Asim on Twitter with these threads about slot ball in the first half and the second half. So listen, man, go and support these guys. They put in the work. Everybody except for Abby. I think Abby, he probably skates up a little bit, but we love the blue chip. We love the
big up, man. Big up. Thank you, bro.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, I just wanted to have a speak about the conundrum that is Darwin Nunez. I feel like that's the one that I have to pick with you because listen, I was one of the biggest defenders of Darwin for the last couple of years. I've defended the guy. I felt like the guy needed a bit of time. He needed the time to be adjust to the league. I felt like it was unfair to judge him in his first season, in his second season on the club. I think everything was geared towards him. The chance creation was geared towards him. If I'm not mistaken, out of like 500 players in the English in the top 5 leagues, I think there was only 2 players with a worse conversion rate than him. His big chances missed was terrible, and if I'm being real and honest, I feel like he should have left last summer. But I was one of those people that defended him. But this season, I was willing to give him one more chance. I said this was his last season, but I'm sorry, the guy he's even worse than he was in his first 2 seasons at Liverpool, and I feel like that's impressive to me. That it's not even something that I could have even fathomed, and he needs to go. Not because he's a terrible player. I think Darwin Nunez is a good player, but all about this chaos, all about this making runs. I can't accept it. I can't accept it because when we were in the last 2 years making chances for this guy, we didn't challenge for any league title in terms of last season. People say we challenged for the league. I don't think we challenged for the league. I think we got up to the point where we put ourselves in contention for challenging for the league, and then we bottled it. We didn't challenge it because we got into the place that we were in there, crunch time, and then what happened? We faltered. I don't think we challenged for the league. I think we went out with a whimper personally. This season, Salah has done the thing that Klopp should have done for the last 2 years, in my opinion, and that was give the chances to the best finisher at the football club. In terms of you give him 10, 11, 12 chances, you score the most goals. I know Jota may be a better finisher if we're going to talk about semantics in how many chances do you think it takes for him to go. But if we're going to talk about overall conversion rate, if we're going to talk about overall the chances that he's going to create and how many goals do you think he's going to score, I think Salah may just pip him. And look at what Salah's done. 15 Premier League goals, 11 assists. Our number 9 has 2 Premier League goals. 2. Just deep that for a second. Luis Diaz, a player that is not known for scoring goals. Like, if I'm not mistaken, in his last, since he's been at Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken, he scored less than 20 Premier League goals. He's got 7 this season. Everybody that had question marks about them is showing signs of life, other than Robertson. But Robertson, you could give him back. He's a legend of the football club. He's won a Premier League. He's won a Champions League. He's done what he needed to do, and the legs are gone. Yeah. Darwin Nunez, our number 9. This is the part that I can't fathom it. He's our number 9. He has the number 9 shirt, and he has 2 Premier League goals in 6.
I was loving this, by the way.
I can't. It's. Do you know, the more and more I speak about this, it irks me. It irks me into my soul because
you guys wish you had Solanke, right?
Yes.
We already had him.
Kept him there,
we made good money on him.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a profit deal.
But look, Sean, I hear you, man. And look, I Sarib was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I said, look, you have to draw the line somewhere. It doesn't matter how much of a connection you have with the player, how much they wear their hearts on the sleeves. And I'm not stubborn. I backed the guy because I thought he fitted our profile. And the way we didn't look, it doesn't matter how much research you did into an Arne Slot team. We had to judge Arne Slot as a Liverpool coach and manager and judge his team. And the way he started in the preseason, how he had his number 9 coming into those left half spaces, you thought, okay, is this happening? Is it because we don't have a proper 9 to run into the channels left or right and eat up space? Just what Darwin Nunez does, and you gain control and stuff like that. And I think not buying Zubimendi early on in the summer, because we all know, he really, really wanted him, and he wanted that control straight away, and it took him time. Liverpool were building up in a 4-2 all the time, 3-2. All that double pivot was really more evident in the early part of the season. Now, I think the increase in trust in Gravenberch receiving, we've started building up in a 4-3-3. where the two eights are high up. Obviously, you have situational, double pivots as well if the situation warrants it and how the opposition pressed. But going back to Darwin Nunez, look, I've said, I think I said, look, we have to give him time in this team, and maybe this profile, he has improved his technical ability a touch, but I think everything becomes very premeditated, where we know he runs into space behind the defense really good, but if he comes short and receives passes short, he has that premeditated pass to the left wing or right wing, and then goes. And I think for him not to get a lot of touches in the box, that's a concern for me, because you look at City, for example, when Haaland and City were really good over the last couple of seasons, their whole dynamic was Haaland to get the chances between the post from 6-7 yards. And if Darwin Nunez is not getting that, then what is
Haaland's a clinical finisher, though. Sorry to cut you off, Asim. He's a clinical finisher. You give him a chance and he'll put it in the back of the net. This guy,
of course.
But Sean, but to
let me finish this, Sarib, if you don't mind. So I was coming to that you have to judge him. But now we've seen the introduction of Luis Diaz in that 9, and you can say, look, Luis Diaz is getting a chance up top because Darwin Nunez is not doing it. I can accept that as well. But as a player, I'm still not. I'm okay for Liverpool to have Darwin Nunez as a third, fourth choice. If the likes of City have got £100 million worth of talent on their bench, I don't care if Darwin Nunez has number 9 on his back. I don't care if Jota is getting
80 million on the bench option.
But thank you, Asim.
Sorry?
We're not Man City. We can't afford to have.
You lot FSG, mate, proper tight ass.
It's not FSG. It's just we're Liverpool Football Club. We cannot operate like Man City.
I still want Liverpool to Sean. I still want Liverpool to go buy another striker. If it means Darwin Nunez leaving and we get a better option for 60-70 million, I'm up for that. I think there's a question mark on Jota as well, because he's arguably one of the best strikers in Europe if he's playing really well and if he's really fit. But we can't call him that because
he's never fit though.
He's never fit, so you can't call him. You can't rely on him. He's unreliable.
No, you know what?
Now, Sean, we've got him 2 years left on the contract. Where what do we do? If we
have to let go. I agree with you, but the difference between Jota and Darwin, and it's only a small fraction of a difference, is that Jota has been here whilst we have competed, like actually competed. And in the season that we actually competed in terms of getting to 92 points when we lost out by 1 point, he scored 16 Premier League goals.
Yeah, that's because he was available. We know that if he's available, he will score goals. That's not the problem. The problem with Jota is that he's not available, which is why there's a question mark around him. The problem with Darwin Nunez and the problem with Diogo Jota are completely two different things. The problem with Darwin Nunez is he can't score. The problem with Jota is that he can score, but he can't score because he doesn't play. That is the problem, and we have to address this in the summer.
Sarib, can you see Liverpool addressing both areas in the summer? I can't see him. I can't see him addressing him.
But then you'd have to pick which is the bigger issue. For me, the bigger issue is It's Nunez. It's Nunez. I'll say why it's easily, because at least with Diogo Jota, he was out for the last 2 months, guys, and we're still top of the Premier League. I'm not saying that Diogo Jota is pivotal to Liverpool, because he's not. If we go sign a striker that can do the business, we don't need a Diogo Jota being on the bench and being fit every single game. He can miss a couple of months here and there, or he can miss a couple of weeks here and there. Darwin Nunez is a detriment to Liverpool Football Club, because every time he starts, he's an issue. Like, come on, guys. He was playing against Southampton. No disrespect to Southampton, because I don't have any. I think they're a good team. We had our B team out against Southampton. We had players like Trey Nyoni. We had players like Harvey Elliott, who is just coming back from an injury. We even had a Federico Chiesa who's only played, 50, 60 minutes this season. They all looked more cohesive and better than Darwin Nunez in that game against Southampton.
But Sean, I'm not a Darwin Nunez defender, but just to play devil's advocate, and I said you can go as well, and I'll get Nana in a second. Nunez is playing in Liverpool's second string team. He's obviously not going to get as many chances as he would if he's playing in Liverpool's first.
Been playing.
He doesn't get chances in the first team anyway. That is also a problem. But to play the other side is that when he's had chances, he's not taking them, which is why there's a big question mark around him. Asim made the point a couple of weeks ago that Darwin Nunez, the problem with Nunez in this team is that he's not getting the chances. Then I replied to him saying, but we've seen Nunez with the chances and he's not efficient with it. which is also fair. Both things can be correct.
Surely Arne's seeing this in training and picking like
Yeah,
the team
yeah.
Of
appropriately,
course.
innit? So
You'd have to.
maybe
That's
he's just
right,
not choosing Nunez, innit, for a reason.
The first
But
game of the season, he started Diogo Jota, and that was a clear indication. Nunez didn't even come off the bench in that game. And for me, that was a clear indication as to where he sees Darwin Nunez. The only reason he's playing Darwin Nunez is because he's got no choice. Even Federico Chiesa was out, and he's hinted in his press conference many, many times that Federico Chiesa was available. I would have tried him in the 9 positions. I would have tried him fluctuating on the left and the right. It shows where Nunez is in the pecking order. He's not good enough for this team, and that's not down to him. He was
But you know, wait, Sarib, I understand that. I really do. But the issue that I have with is, even if you sit here and say I'm being a bit harsh, I understand it. It's the price tag. We can't accept. Maybe people could sit here and talk about FSG. I'm not one of those people that hate on FSG as much as other people. But we know what our owners are. We can't accept and we can't allow a player of £85 million worth of value to be just accepted. The fan base have just accepted the guy being a backup, third choice, fourth choice. That's what I can't accept. That's just me. That's why for me, I'm more angry about it, because if it was like a Cody Gakpo, if it was like a Luis Diaz in terms of 35 to 40 million pounds, then maybe I'd have, you know what, he's trying at least, because I can sit there and say 35, 40 million. There's nothing really big with that. But when you're our record transfer, that's where it doesn't sit right with me that I have to accept him being a backup or a third choice. I can't accept it.
No, I accept that, and I'm up for where I am at with Darwin Nunez. If there's a better option out there, but let me ask you that question then, Sean. If we get, let's say, 40, 45 million, I think we can get Darwin Nunez 40, 45 million for Darwin Nunez. I think he'll be still very good for a transition team. Someone like a West Ham, for example, who play a lot on the counter.
Oh, he's never going West Ham, man. Come on, let's be
real.
real.
Why isn't he?
Why isn't he? He wouldn't fit West Ham. He wouldn't fit West Ham.
Okay, if he goes somewhere in Europe,
he would have to go Spain.
I still think we can get 40 million for.
I think he'll do well at
Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
There you go. I think if there's anyone who's a Diego Simeone type of player, is Darwin Nunez. He'll get sent off with the manager every week, but who cares?
Yep.
But give me a name, Sean. If you had 60 million, 70 million in your bank right now, where do you splash it out on?
Okay. Is it just 70 million, or is it? Can I up?
Well, give me someone realistic.
Okay, listen. People think I'm deluded when I say this name, and I know I mean.
Do you not say Marmoush?
It's not.
No. Let's see that. It's
not Marmoush. This team tried to go in for a couple of our players in the summer. One player let me just say, one player currently still plays for us right now. If you can give him in a cash plus swap deal, go and get Alexander Isak.
Okay, I can accept that.
Because Joe Gomez.
I thought it might be someone.
Now you can accept that.
No. You know why I say? You know why I say that? Because Kwanzaa.
I thought it'd be left field. I thought you're gonna come left field.
No, not left field. Newcastle, they wanted Kwanzaa, if I'm not mistaken. Then they wanted Joe Gomez. I think it's possible if we can get 70 million plus a goal. Don Duran's a good player. Joao Pedro's a good player for me. Matthias Cunha, I think
there's a shout for Rashford.
No. That's an Arteta signing. It smells. That smells.
Yeah, I can see him going to Arsenal. Yeah.
Shirky, no. PMP, no. Doesn't have the pace and power required. But I will say quick before I go, guys. I've heard what's it called, a left. I was talking about left backs earlier with Josh on the playbacks and whatever. I need to invite you guys on sometimes because we can top this up anytime, man. I know you guys are really like this Alphonso Davies guy, but I need to put you on to, for me, the number one man, the guy that we need to move heaven and earth for. He's 21 years old. He plays in a Portuguese league. He plays for Benfica. His name is Alvaro Carreras. I know people say he played for United and they sold him 5 million and they do have a buyback clause. But I don't think he'd go to United the way that they treated him, the way they got rid of him. Had 2 loans, if I'm not mistaken, in 2022 and 2023. If there's one player out there for me that fits the Liverpool mold, terrific defensively, 6'1", can run up and down that wing, can invert, beautiful right foot, beautiful left foot. Alvaro Carreras is for me. He is just. You need to go out and get him.
Well, Sean, don't Man United have a buyback?
They do. I was about to say he did say that they do have a buyback, but I don't think he would go off. I don't think he would go there because number one, the way that they treated him.
I think they have first refusal as well, though.
Yeah, they do have first review, but I think
in the
would.
summer, I can't mention his name, Sean, because I don't have his permission. But a really reliable journalist messaged me on Twitter, believe it or not, in the summer, and he mentioned this lad. I hold my hands up. I didn't know who he was.
He's so good.
I had to Google him, and he said, "Asim, check this guy." And Liverpool really like him. That's what he said.
Oh, he's
and since then, I've been keeping tabs on him, and I do like him. I think he's got a really good profile defensively. He loves the tackle as well, and he can get forward. Yeah, and he can get forward.
Asim, I'm telling you, brother. Forget all of these. Like, I think Kirkis is a good player. Alphonso Davies, obviously, everybody knows about him. This Alvaro Carreras guy, he is the one. He is the one. In 6, 7, 8 months' time, you guys are going to be doing a stream about Alvaro Carreras. I'm telling you guys right now.
He sounds like a striker,
buy in the stock.
He's got a striker's name, isn't it?
He is so good. He's so good, man. He's the one. He's the one.
Okay, Sean. Thank you very much for your time as always, Sean. You've been
big up, Sarib, man. And listen, that Chelsea stream was good, man. We hate to watch them little twats.
We'll do a bit more. We'll do a bit more.
We'll do a bit more, man.
Sean, thank you very much, man. Sean, send me your your WhatsApp on Twitter, please.
Yeah, don't worry.
We'll get you on more often.
Yeah, no worries. 100%.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care, man.
So Asim, before we get some more people on, we've got a Spurs fan on the stage. We're gonna get another Liverpool fan, but we've also got an Arsenal fan in the backstage. Just to spice up a bit more. We're still missing Chelsea. We're still missing Man United. But I think
the big six.
Is he your mate as well, Sarib?
Yeah, he's my friend. I've told them all, just come on, give your views about what you think. We'll get Adnan on. Everyone knows Adnan. He's been a regular on this channel for a very, very long time on a call-in show.
Adnan, how are we doing, man?
We'll get Dingers on. What gives it away?
Oh, bloody hell. Dingers. How are we doing, Dingers?
Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Nice to meet you all. Hello, guys.
Likewise. What do you want to talk about? The floor's yours.
Obviously, like, you know what? Big up Liverpool, innit? Honestly.
Forget that. Can we start off with his profile picture? Gabriel Jesus.
No. I just
we should chuck him out. We should chuck him back to the backstage.
I want to give respect to Arnie Slot, innit? He's coming. He's done his thing. I thought you lot would have been finished, but you know, he's done his thing this year. You're gonna win the league. Congrats, Liverpool.
Yeah, I said, you know what? I'll tell you. Sorry, Asim. I mean, Asim. Me and Dingers have had back and forth for the last couple of months. When Jurgen Klopp announced he was leaving, I remember me and him having a conversation. He was like, after Klopp leaves, you're going to be done. After Klopp leaves, you're going to be done. You're going to be done. Arne Slot, he's got no hair. You're going to be done. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You're not talking now, are you, mate? You're not talking now, are you, with Mikel Arteta? What you got to say about that, Dingers?
Fair enough. You've won the league. Fair enough. Congratulations. Next season, isn't it?
It's always next season for Arsenal. We'll go again.
What do you think about Mikel Arteta, Dingers?
I want him out, innit? You already know this. I want him out.
If Scott wins it, Dingers, do you want Arteta out?
Yeah, I don't really like him. So.
Who do you replace him with?
I don't know. Anyone.
Ange.
Hey, calm down, Asim.
And this guy's
too close to home.
Let's not even talk about Tottenham. They're just, you know what I mean.
No, we're chilling, man. We got January to come back. Arsenal City, we're gonna come back stronger, man. Don't worry. City title charge as well. Don't forget about them. You know, we've seen it before.
Dingers, what do you make of Saka's injury? Do you think Arsenal will drop off now? I've seen a few defiant Arsenal fans on Twitter saying we can still win without him. What do you think?
The season was already done anyways. That tops it off.
Come on, man. Why is it done? You're still in the Champions League. You're going to go in the top 8 with that. You're 9 points behind with still half of the league.
We've just lost our best attacker.
Why is it done?
We've just lost our best attacker. It's over, man. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man. The Arsenal fans were showing only a couple of months ago. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Liverpool haven't played anyone. We're going to fall off. Where is this chest now?
I still believe that. To be fair, I don't think you guys are going to win the league. I'll be honest.
Oh, Sully's here as well. Bloody hell, another deluded Arsenal fan in the chat. Bloody hell, when did we change to A&R, Sarib? No, I'm only joking, lads. Thank you very much for coming in, man.
Look, Dingus, you have to look at it like this. I know you've had your opinions on Mikel Arteta, me and you've had back and forth, but what's gone wrong for Arsenal? Is it the transfers? Is it the style of play? What is it? Because this is, I know you said this is based on this season. It's been an issue in the works for a very, very long time, and I want you to share that with us as well, so everyone else can kind of get a gist of what you were speaking about.
The football, I just think the football shit. It's boring. I fall asleep half the time. It's rubbish. Players,
Hey, at least when I'm watching, I'm comfortable, man. I'm not comfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
The transfers are shit as well.
But then it's a two-way scale, though. Would you rather be Tottenham, where you play entertaining football and get battered every week, or would you rather be Arsenal, play boring football and get points? Which one do you stand at?
He's gone too pragmatic. I think he's gone too defensive.
Yeah, yes.
If you look at last couple of seasons where Man City, you're going toe to toe with Man City, if he actually tried that this season, he'd be closer. I think he's gone too defensive. He's gone like, I'm not taking no risk. I'm just gonna sit back. If I can get a corner and get a goal, that's fine for me.
Get a corner.
That's what he's done. He's taken his attack
22-23. He's done everything wrong since then. He's just. It's a mess, honestly. It's a mess.
Because at phase 5, he should be really, this was supposed to be
It's
Arsenal.
phase 8, isn't it?
I don't know what phase it is. Mikel Arteta.
Phase 5, we're getting Mikel Merino. It's just it's a shit show.
No, but it's very difficult because I get a lot of stick, Dingers and the rest of the panel. I get a lot of the stick from Asim, from all the BNR supporters, that I'm an undercover Arsenal fan because I gave Arsenal a load of credit over the last 18 months or so. But I think it wasn't justified, though. I think it was very, very justified. You lot were, came from nowhere to then get Saliba in the squad, Declan Rice. You invested well in the squad, and you just came up short last season. And obviously, some fans I speak to say the first half of the season cost you, and then some fans say, "Oh, Arteta's not good enough. You can never pull through." But you have to be honest. Arsenal are in a position with a very, very good squad that are going to do good things. Maybe Arteta's not the guy, but the foundation are definitely there to succeed, no?
I don't know about foundations, mate, but we do have a decent squad, yeah, but manager's shit. So there's only so much we can do.
Who did Joe support?
Joe's a Liverpool fan as well.
Oh, mate.
Yep. Guilty.
How are you doing, Joe? You good?
Yeah, good. Just enjoying the time off work. Sorry, I have people ambushing me here.
Bruno Fernandes. It's Bruno Fernandes.
Sorry about that. Doing well. Happy to be off work for a couple of days and
nice.
Spend some time with the family, bit of food. Yeah, bit of food, and hopefully we get back.
Don't worry, we're all waiting for the Mo Salah picture, man. It's cool.
I said behave.
Yeah, looking forward to Thursday anyway for the Leicester game, and feeling good about how the season's going. So hopefully we can continue on, and I guess the only reservations I have, probably like most supporters of different teams, is we do have people we have to worry about injury-wise. Like Kanate and Jota and players that, I don't know, I said at the start of the season, even though Kanate started off so well, I still didn't trust him because I wanted to see him play a full season, staying fit. Because that's my only thing I think if you're ever in a situation where you're thinking we can go and do this X, Y, or Z this season, if only certain players stay fit, I don't like being in that situation. And I still feel that way. I think I'm not overconfident, but I do think we'll win the league. But my main, I suppose, caveat to that is if players stay fit, which I don't like. I think when you're in that situation as a fan, just
Yeah.
it's not a good place to be in.
Okay, I understand. But at the moment, we only got Ibu. Obviously, is back in training. Joe, Conor Bradley. I don't know exactly what the time frame in regards to him is, but surely Liverpool are favourites now, Joe.
Yeah, no, I think we are. Yeah, like I said, I'm not in this situation where I'm taking anything for granted. Anything can happen New Year. I think if we're assessing Chelsea and Arsenal, I think if you're even being objective as an outsider, you have to you look at definite weaknesses that they have in their squad. I think with Saka injured now, they already needed a bit more something else up front. I think anyway, and I think that needs intensified. I think Chelsea at the same. I'm not convinced of their centre halves, their goalkeeper, but it's one of those things that they went and strengthened in January. That may change, but I think even if they get the right players in January, you still have to allow for time for those players to bed in. So I think at the moment, I'm not trying to come across cocky or anything. I think the only thing that can stop us winning the league at the moment is us. Players letting us down from not being available. Because I definitely think that the best is still yet to come, even this season under Slot, because the players, I would expect, the way he has them playing so measured, there's a more degree of control. I don't think we're going to see the same burnout we've seen in previous seasons under Klopp, personally.
Okay. Sorry, who's going to speak?
Joe, do you think it's Liverpool's title to lose? And do you think that there is a title race on this season? Do you think Arsenal, Chelsea, maybe Man City, Villa, do you think anyone else is involved? Or do you think it's Liverpool's to lose, basically, Liverpool to go?
Well, I think it's yes to both, because it's like, I think it's ours to lose and that we're in front. And I think all we have to do now is keep the same level, in theory, as Chelsea and Arsenal, and we stay in front of them. But with that said, I think there's a title race there, absolutely. I think realistically, it's only going to be Chelsea or Arsenal for me. I would trust Arsenal.
Are you sure you're gonna throw away City this soon?
Yeah, no, I'm throwing away City. I am.
100%.
Yeah. Sorry.
100% City's gone.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I think they.
But you can't say 100%, but I'd be fairly confident. I think, because technically at the minute, everyone's in the title race, because they say it doesn't start till February or March, where you'll see people who are definitely out of it. So in that sense, mathematically, they're not definitely out of it. But I think, you see, the thing I see, the problem right now for City is this is the worst possible time of year that this kind of ruck could happen for them, because if you think about it, even if they're getting players back to fitness or whatever, Guardiola has no time virtually to work on things off the pitch, because his games every 3 days. There's little to no time for really managers to do much in the training ground. I think if you're a manager that is actually accomplishing anything on the training ground at the moment, that's real tangible, fair play to you, because where's the time? There's games, there's recovery, there's games, So I think I said it to some people I was talking to, I think at the beginning of December, this is the worst time for City to be kind of in this kind of rut, because I didn't see it getting better anytime soon, and it hasn't, And I think more points will be dropped by City in different games. I mean, I'd expect they're playing. Who City got? They've got Everton, I think, on Boxing Day.
Look, let's have a look at the league table, because we're on the topic. So
yeah,
Manchester City are 12 points off the top of the league, and they've played a game less. I think it's very, very fair to say that they are out of the title race, because if you look at the points gap between, because I thought City would be the only team to maybe cause Liverpool a bit of a concern, because they've done it in previous years. But 12 points is ludicrous. They have one win in 12, Manchester City. I think writing them off at this point, I think it's very, very fair, no?
Yeah.
Boy, Nottingham Forest at 4th, man.
Exactly my point. That's how far
man
dropped off.
Arsenal need to look over their shoulder. Forest behind him.
I think City got internal problems. That's why it's nothing going to happen.
You know what?
And
I'll put my neck on the line.
I think
Arsenal
they've
win
given
it.
up as well. Inside their camp, I think they've given up the league. They're not bothered about it. They probably try to go for the Champions League if they can, but the league they're going to give it up and start again next season.
I'm telling you guys, all it takes is a Salah injury and it's done, man.
Oh, here we go.
How many times Dingers as Arsenal fans said this?
That's all
Every
it
season
takes,
you
bro.
say Salah's going to get injured.
That's
Salah's
all
going to
it
get
takes.
You know what?
injured.
That's
We're
all
doing
it
it.
Salah
We're
is
takes,
a
doing it,
one
bro.
boys. We're
season.
doing it. We're
That's
doing it.
all
We're
it
doing
Salah
it.
is a
takes.
We're
one
doing it.
season
We're doing it.
wonder.
I
Salah
think
is
the
a one
only
season
player that
wonder.
will get
Salah can't
injured
do this.
and
Salah
really
can't do
perform
that.
Big up, guys.
Saka is a world class player. Salah's nowhere near his boots and flipping. Saka can't flipping lace his left foot.
Yeah, but you lot think
Flipping.
Salah's better than Hazard, mate. You lot think Salah's better than
He is
Hazard.
better.
He is
He's
though. He's
not.
flipping. His figure. He's flipping goal ratio and everything shows it. He's flipping overtook an
Listen,
Henri.
Goal ratio,
Salah's a false footballer, man.
stats,
He's a
stats,
false
stats,
footballer, man. He's a stat,
stats.
man.
Yeah.
It's always
Oh,
stats for
it's
Liverpool
like
fans. It's always stats.
it's every footballer out there. It's like saying, oh, you're a top striker, but you got no goals. If you're gonna be a striker, you're gonna put the ball in the back of the
Good
net.
to know that you
That's
know
what
that
people
Salah's a
look at.
striker then, isn't it? He's not a winger.
What's that?
He's not a winger, is he?
He is a
He's a
winger.
No,
winger.
he's
When
not a
he
winger. You
plays.
just said he's a
Who
striker.
who is
No,
saying
I'm
that
talking
Salah?
about
Who is
strikers.
saying
Alcantara
Salah's a striker?
told
What
himself,
we're
man.
saying
He
is
said
when a
himself.
striker's up front, you go by the goals that he scores, not by what fancy he does.
But not wingers, not always. Good performances matter too, no?
So you got to be rubbish to score that much
Can you
goals.
tell me how, his overall performance against Spurs the other day? Do you actually think he was good?
Can you guys
overall?
hear me?
Bar the GA, do you think he was actually good that day?
That's
What's
good.
his job?
He couldn't get past Jed Spence, mate.
No, but
He's
you
not
answer
even
the
a
question. I
fucking
know what his
left back.
job is, but answer the question.
What's his job? Give me. I'll ask you a simple question. When you sign a striker, what's his job?
Okay, so glad to know you know he's a striker. That's it. Thank you.
No,
That's
no.
it.
I'm saying,
He's a
even a
number 9.
winger.
He's
All right,
not a
go
winger.
to a winger. What's Saka's job?
He's not a winger. He's not a touch.
What he
What's
means,
Saka's
best.
job?
What he means is best is he's Liverpool's main man.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what's Saka's job? He's Arsenal's main man. What's Saka's job?
To create and
Saka's
score.
job is to create, to score, to put in good
Yes,
performances. He's the best player in the team.
Yes. So what's his Salah's job?
Score
As
goals.
far as I'm concerned, it's just to score goals and create. That's it.
And who's
He's
on
meant
top
to be
of this season?
in this
So who's
Liverpool
on top
team.
of this
His
season?
main job is to create
He's not a
output.
creator.
That's it.
He's not a creator, though. He's not a creator.
It's just to create output.
He's
He's
not
not
a
a
creator. He's got
creator.
11 assists and he's not a creator.
I'm sorry.
Who,
I'm sorry. bro.
who is saying this? Because there's a lot of
Which
people.
Doolally lands are you lot
None,
living at?
none.
Saka is how many assists does Saka got this season?
Mate, listen. His XG is about 3.
Let me clarify. Who is saying that Salah is not a
It's
creator?
me. It's me. It's Dingers. It's me.
Okay, can you?
Salah
just
got 11
elaborate
assists.
on that, please?
Like, I've seen the underlying stats, and he's overperformed his XG for assists. He's not a creator. He's been getting lucky this season.
Who's Salah's
So
been?
can't
Saka's
get lucky
looking
11
well
times.
Saka's every time he gets assists, he's
I ain't
looking
gonna,
in
I ain't gonna engage with this, man. I ain't
But
gonna
didn't
engage.
No,
Salah
but
just
yeah,
get
but answer the
lucky?
question though. Bar GA, what does Salah offer on the pitch? Bar GA, because none of you.
Yeah, it's really important.
You know what? I get it. Arsenal fans are really sore at the moment. Why?
No, look.
Because this is
Salah's
not
won
a
a Ballon d'Or
conversation.
season. No.
They are
Listen.
trying to deflect this conversation to Salah and Hazard, but that Salah has superseded Hazard a long time ago, and he's
Absolutely
overtaken Henri, their legend. the guy who
Sorry.
came back.
There's
Wait,
no
sorry,
listen.
sorry.
Salah
This is
doesn't
what
make
it's about.
top 10 best players
Salah
in the
is the
Premier League
greatest
ever.
Premier
Never.
League,
Sorry.
Premier
Did
League
you say
player
Henri?
ever.
Sorry.
And
Did you say
Arsenal
Henri?
Nowhere
fans,
near Henri.
At the
What we did.
moment, they can't handle it. Why they can't handle it? Because one, Salah's overtaken Henri. Two,
What?
this was supposed to be
Okay.
the great
Hey, Asim, can I
Arteta
ask you a
season
question?
where he actually overtook his teacher, his mentor in Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
This was the moment, or this was the season that Arteta was supposed
Wait,
to arrive.
Asim.
Okay,
Officially.
Asim, can you answer the question?
And nothing
What attributes
has
does Salah
materialized.
have over Henri?
Nothing.
That's it.
And
That's
they
what I need
cannot
to
take it.
understand.
And now the likes of Dingers is
Yeah.
Arteta out. But
Yeah.
I get it. Arteta has really fueled his
Mate, I've been out
fan
there for
base,
3 years, mate.
and he's made the fan base really, really emotional. And it's not just the fan base; it's the team as well.
Yeah, I
Is
get
it,
it too.
is
Asim, I
it
get
a
it too.
coincidence why early
Yeah, I
on
understand
these
that, man.
guys were kept on going down to 10 men because he made his team too emotional? And that's not just my opinion.
That's
a
100%.
fact. It's a
That's
fact.
facts. That's facts. That's facts.
The thing that
Yeah.
I'm interested in hearing the guys that are Arsenal fans your opinion
Okay.
on this. As an outsider, when I hear Arteta constantly referring back to games,
Sully, come on.
Absolutely not. He's not better than Henri. Not in a million years. Right,
Look,
Karen,
Henri was
sorry.
a great player, but I think Salah's overtaken him now. And if you want to go by stats, I think Salah is probably arguably played in a better era of football in the Premier League as well. I think.
Ooh, no,
I
I
think
wouldn't
it's
say
better
that.
teams.
That was
Better
No,
Barclays,
actually,
Barclays,
no.
mate.
You have that. To be fair, I think you're right on that. I think he did play in a better era. Salah did play in a better era, but
Yeah,
as
better
far as I'm
coaches,
concerned-
better
as far as I'm
players.
concerned, that isn't. that relevant considering Henry is better at every single attribute when you watch him play football. I think as GA is concerned, he's got more GA now, yes, but he's played way more. He's played about 15 more Premier League games. So, I've said it before that he could get 100 more GA. That would still not make him better than Thierry Henry.
Well, Bez, what you're saying, honestly, is disrespect to football. Calling Salah just a GA merchant. Honestly, if you only had goals, I can accept that. But the guy, I think he's got 82 assists in the Premier League. He's nearly gonna overtake, I think, it's Beckham in assists.
Yeah.
He's level with
it.
I'm not denying Salah's greatness. I'm not saying anything.
Well, how can you say he's just a GA merchant?
I am saying you just said he's a GA merchant. So that means he's not.
You're comparing Salah to guys like Henry, Cristiano, all these guys who have been getting GA plus good performances on the pitch. That's the difference.
But look, you have to understand is Salah is not going to be that dynamic winger that he was of the previous years.
I don't think he's been a dynamic winger since 2018. That's how I feel about it. I don't think he's actually been that dynamic since then.
So if you look at Ronaldo, you just mentioned Ronaldo. Ronaldo was only good when he got the Ballon d'Or that season. That's it. He was rubbish apart from that.
I completely disagree with that. So
he was rubbish apart from that Ballon
d'Or.
He
won PFA Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year in 2006-7. He went second in Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, because that's when he won the Ballon d'Or. That's when he
didn't. No, he didn't win Ballon d'Or that year. He didn't. He didn't win Ballon d'Or that year. He came second to Kaká.
His first 2 seasons were rubbish. Go look at it. His first 2 seasons were rubbish.
He was 18 years old.
You just said that he's a
brilliant player. And he wasn't rubbish. He wasn't rubbish. Again, you're looking at it from a GA standpoint. If you watch Cristiano Ronaldo playing in right midfield from 04 to 06, it's a completely different role. It's not the same. You can't compare that to Mohamed Salah, who's a final third player. It's not the same thing. You compare Cristiano Ronaldo from 06 to 09. Why does Cristiano Ronaldo from that
plays on the right of the
side? Answer
the
question, because you want to do GA, right? So why does Cristiano Ronaldo from 06 to 09 have a better goal to game ratio, GA ratio, than Mohamed Salah? Goal to game ratio has got 0.65 and Mohamed Salah's got 0.64. Why is that the case? If Mohamed Salah's better, why from Ronaldo's 2006 2009 does Ronaldo have a better goal to game ratio when he started to play further forward?
How many did Salah? What season did Salah beat him in overall Golden Boot? If he's rubbish, why did he win the Golden Boot?
Is that 17-18?
He's never won a Pichichi ever.
17-18, how many goals did he score?
32.
How many did Ronaldo score?
Scored 28 and 29, something like that.
So there you go. Salah beat him again there.
Let him know.
Ronaldo played 29 league games.
Excuse me. You got to just admit it. Ronaldo, when Salah had his best season, he outdid Ronaldo's goal ratio.
He didn't. He didn't. Ronaldo averaged a goal ratio of 1 that season.
No, but he beat him overall in goals.
Yeah, but playing more games. Of course he did.
How did he? He played the same amount of games, 38 games a season.
Salah played nearly all the season in the Premier League.
It's 38 games a season.
Like 34 games, definitely.
It's 38 goals.
Played more games than Ronaldo in La Liga, for sure.
I think saying that Salah is a GA merchant.
I'm sorry, I'm not even.
Bring it Abdulaziz in, Sarib.
There is no comparison here, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we're on about Premier League, not La Liga.
Yeah, in the Premier League, still Ronaldo has a better goal to game ratio from 06 to 09. You start.
Bez, who do you support, Bez?
I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm a football purist, so that's amazing.
He's an Arsenal fan. He was Arsenal fan.
I'm a football purist first. I enjoy football first. You cannot tell me you watch Mohamed Salah and think, oh yeah, I enjoy watching him. Of course, he's very efficient. I've never denied that. Yeah, inevitability, all of that.
Des, you must be delusional if you don't like Salah. Every natural footballer will love Salah.
I respect him, but it doesn't mean I would want to watch him. That's different. Like
you rather have Salah than Saka. I guarantee you now.
Right now.
To be fair, I'd say Kulusevski is better than all these.
The reason, listen, if you put, can I just say something? Hey, listen, Kulusevski had a good season, but can I just say, one more thing, if Salah played in this Arsenal team, he wouldn't even get 5 league goals. That's how I believe it.
What did he say? If Salah
played right wing for Arsenal, he wouldn't score more than 5 league goals. I promise you.
Why not?
Mohamed Salah in Arsenal team, he wouldn't score more than 5 league goals.
Why not?
Why not? What? I want to see.
Tell us why. You can't just make a statement without giving us a reason.
Wait. Let me answer that.
Okay, elaborate.
Let me answer the question. When Salah is playing from the touchline, collecting the ball from the halfway line against 3 players, against low blocks week in, week out, and he's not getting chances created for him, then I'll respect it. But that's not happening.
Okay, I got a
Bez,
question.
you've not been watching Liverpool.
Look at Salah's movement. Salah's movement enables him to fucking get into the box, mate.
And also, Liverpool have better creators. Liverpool have better creators.
Bez, with all due respect, you promoted yourself as a football purist.
Yes, absolutely.
With all due respect, you don't even watch Liverpool, especially over the last.
I watch Liverpool every week.
Yeah, if you watch Liverpool,
you don't.
If you watch Liverpool over the years, Bez,
no,
if you watch, and it might not come out on TV, but when defenses come up against Liverpool, even when it's Anfield or away from home, when Mane played, the amount of defenses that she was shifted across our left and right hand side because of Salah and the other players like Mane and like the other midfielders on the left had more space. Why was it? It was
and vice versa, by the way. That
on the right hand side
both ways,
got
right?
extra attention. So don't talk to me about Saka getting extra attention.
Wait,
Salah,
no, but there's a difference here. There's a difference between that. What you said
even now,
even the comments are different.
Even now, when Salah, so I don't even know why I'm even uttering the same Salah's name in the same sentence as Saka. Why are you even talking about Salah's name?
You mentioned Mane, Firmino, and Salah, right?
About Ronaldo in the Premier League.
Hold on.
Don't talk
we're not talking
about
about Ronaldo. That's a different conversation. That's a disrespect to Ronaldo.
Saka, sorry. Saka's a brilliant player and a brilliant person. I really like him, and he's going to be a superstar. But please don't compare him to greatness.
I'm not saying Saka's currently better than Salah.
You yourself a football purist.
You did say that.
I said I'd rather Saka in my team. Yes.
If you
said Saka's better than Salah.
Let them talk, guys.
I said, see, this is what you lot didn't hear. I said I'd rather have Saka in my team over Salah. That's what I said. I didn't say anything else.
Okay, look. I think
you're aware that Salah won a Premier League, right?
Go for it. You've been really patient.
Earlier you said you have Salah. Somebody creates chances for him. Okay, can you elaborate on that point a little bit?
Of course, you got your midfield. You got the entire.
Who's in our midfield that creates for Salah then?
No, but it's more about being able to build up from midfield onwards. What Arsenal don't do is do that. They all just shift the ball over to Saka and hope something happens. That's the difference.
Yeah, but they'll do the same thing with Salah too.
We haven't got technicians.
We do. But Bez, we do with the same thing with Salah.
Yeah.
You don't always shift it over to him. I watched the Tottenham game the other day. Did you not see? It was not always over to Salah, was it? Soboslai was running the show that day, was it not?
Well, Soboslai
but that was one game. Soboslai been crap the whole season.
Soboslai was central.
Yeah,
but that's the point.
How many assists
did
If you're right
wingers who create, you've got a false line with Diaz who creates.
You made the point, Wes, about his positioning. You said if Saka is a touchline winger receiving it on the halfway line, well, Salah does that as well. If you're number 10,
not
recently.
That only happens when Nunez is up front.
No. Even Gakpo's been getting goals out of Salah.
Who told you that?
Anyone plays in the false nine.
Who told you that?
That doesn't happen.
Who told you that? That only.
I watched the game. No one needs to tell me.
Huh?
Bez, I think you only watch Arsenal games because I don't think
If
you've been
you
watching
want to check the
Arsenal.
heat maps, you can do that.
Bez, that's not right.
Bez has had a mare.
I've got a serious question for Asim.
Have some respect.
Serious question for
Have
Asim.
some respect. That's
To be honest with you, everything that Saka's doing, Salah would have probably done the same thing.
One at a time, boys. One at a time.
When I talk about Saka, when I say he always gets the ball shifted over to him, what you mentioned, Mane, Firmino, all of that, right? But they were also getting attention. Not all the time. Sometimes we'll shift over to Salah, and sometimes we'll shift over to Mane, whatever. But that's the luxury that Saka doesn't have.
Mine is better than Salah, by the way.
There is no. You can look at how Arsenal opponents defend against them, yeah. And there's not one time where I see a defense shift over to Martinelli or Trossard or shift over to Havertz. It's always 3v1 against Saka, and that's because they know the left-hand side is useless, the striker's not good enough, and that Odegaard is operating in the same areas as Bukayo Saka. They haven't got anyone else on that left-hand side that can cause a threat. That's why Salah doesn't have that problem where he's got a lot of technicians on the pitch first, and he's got threat on the left wing and up front. It's not the same. You can watch the games back, and you will see.
To be honest with you,
that
I'll be honest with you, bro.
That Salah gets is more than what Saka gets. It's simple.
Okay, hold on.
And again, and this is not a discredit to Salah. This is more discredit to Mikel Arteta, really. But that's just why I say that Salah wouldn't score more than 5 goals in this team.
I'll be honest with you. Hold on.
Oh my God. Bez, I respect you.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't think you've been watching Liverpool at all with your description right now.
He watches AFT TV.
I don't think you've been watching. Like, we had periods where we had nobody in the midfield, and Salah was still scoring for us.
Can you give me
we had, like we had some dead Liverpool sides, and Salah was still carrying us.
Happened? I can give you only.
Remember the season when we got 5th? He was still scoring for us then.
No. That's different. Listen, I'm talking about how
what was
being the
different?
best team in the league. You're not going to play against a low block. I watched 22-23. You weren't playing against low blocks again after the season. No one took you seriously. You're 5th place. The difference is, this season, I think there's only one game I can remember this season where I thought Salah was brilliant, and that was Newcastle away. Yeah, because he actually broke that low block down very well in that second half. But bar that, I cannot give you another performance like that, Champions League included, that he's done anything like that in this season.
But
like the thing is, like you're looking for something that's not really like.
Manager's really good. That he can create scenarios where Salah gets more fit space rather than
What's Saka doing then?
Nothing.
What does Saka do?
We've already explained this. He creates, he scores. Well, he can score goals.
How many has he created?
He's a brilliant ball.
How many has he created this season? How many has he created this season?
He's created more than Salah.
I can go on. He's
created more than Salah.
How many has he created?
He's created more than Salah this season.
Salah, you know how many Salah has created for Nunez? If Nunez was a striker, proper striker,
this is nonsense.
Salah's assist would be miles over. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, but most of the creation from Saka comes from corners. I mean, come on, bro.
This is
but most of Salah's goals are penalties. And that's a lie as well, anyway. So
they got 4 penalties, bro, the whole season.
How many penalties he scored all season?
You only got 4. That's it.
Okay,
he got scored 11 on pitch.
You're so delusional about Salah that he scores penalties. Look at his whole careers of all his goals I scored. They're not majority penalties.
Tell me. Okay, now explain to me how many corner kick assists that Saka's got this season. Tell me.
I don't know, but he got a few.
You don't know.
What's your point, Bez?
So you just
but I'm not saying it's all, but he got a few.
As well. It's not true. These are just false statements. By the way, without the corners, he was still 2nd or 1st in assists anyway. He was 1st before Salah recently, without the corners. So this is nonsense, I'll be honest. But
and Salah don't take corners.
But Salah doesn't give assists from corners. He gives them from open play.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we can say
the
goals are from penalties. So it doesn't really matter.
We're guessing 2-yard P-rollers to Nunez or...
No, it's way more than that. It's way more than that. Trust me, he put a diagonal cross to gap on the far post.
All right, cool. Now explain to me how someone with 11 assists only accumulated 3.5 XA. Explain that.
What? I don't even know what that is. What is that? That's XG?
Explain to me, how a player with 11 assists can generate 3.5 expected assists with 11 assists. Again, answer the question. Because I can tell you. The quality in your team. He doesn't create in high quality chances. His forward line are very good at scoring goals. That's the difference.
No, they're not. They're far from it, bro.
Okay, so explain to me how. Again, you're not answering the question. 3.5 XA expected assists, and he's still got 11 assists. How is that? If your team is not scoring in low XG and being very clinical, explain to me how that's the case.
By the way, we're not the top high scorer in the league, by the way. Like, we have dead forwards in our team, too. It's not just you, my friend. Like, we also have dead forwards. Like, Gapco is not that efficient in front of goal. Diaz is not efficient in front of goal. And Jota just came back, and he doesn't even have any assists from Salah.
You guys are high scorers in the league, no?
No, it's
Spurs. Spurs
is number one. High, joint second, but you have a game in hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are scoring goals.
Because of Salah. Without Salah, he got 75%.
But he's got 11 assists on 3.5 XA. You're not answering the question. If your team was so bad at scoring goals, how can they outperform?
That's because of Salah.
Okay, so Bez, what you're basically saying is if you put Salah in Arsenal's team, his stats will not be as good as it was at Liverpool.
He wouldn't be good. The reason is not because of him, especially because you need to use him in a certain system for him to thrive. That's okay. But at the same time, nobody
really agrees with that.
Listen,
it's like saying Saliba's rubbish if he goes to another club than in the league. Bez, do you think Saliba would be rubbish if he went to another team?
Oh, sorry?
No, I don't think so.
Would Saliba be rubbish if he went to another team?
Who?
Saliba, would he be rubbish if he went
No,
to another
absolutely
team?
not. No.
Saliba
watch
won't
him
be
in
able
No,
to
France.
he would
play
be.
in
France
the
According to
national
watch
team.
according to your way of thinking, Saliba would be shit if he went to
But
another
we've
team.
seen Saliba in other teams anyway, so
He's
that
been
doesn't
shit
make
for
sense.
France. He's been shit for France.
Mate,
Why
do
is he
you
getting?
watch
Wait,
France?
okay,
Do
so
you
wait,
watch
sorry,
France?
wait, Dingers, don't worry, bro, I got this.
France is not very good, to be
Wait,
honest.
Dingers, don't
Yes,
worry,
you're
I
on
got
the
this.
troll. You're on
Team
the
in the
troll.
tournament, team in the
No,
tournament in
but
Euro
you just said it. He
2024.
wouldn't be,
Explain
but
that.
he is in there. Then, according to you,
Team
he's
in
all
the
the Arsenal
tournament
type of player.
in the European Championships, but he's bad for France. How is that?
He's what? He's
He
done
was
what?
team in the
Sorry?
tournament in European Championships, but he's
Hold
bad
on.
for France.
Hold
Explain.
on.
No, he
Adnan.
wasn't.
Nah, I think
Guys,
Saliba's good.
was.
I got
Hold
nothing
on.
on Saliba,
Listen,
bro.
guys,
Hold
let's
on.
He
get
was.
some order in here. Let's get some order in here. There's so many people talking at one side. Obviously, we have to keep the conversation moving. It's funny because today is the day where half the top 6 sides fans have decided to join. We've got an Arsenal fan, we've got a Spurs fan. We want to thank Joe. We want to thank
Big
Adnan,
up, big up.
Hassan.
Big up the man, them though, real talk.
And we've got to keep the
Thank you very
conversation.
much, guys.
Please get in touch. Please
Oh,
get in touch.
Ben's in here as well, man. Big up.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Adnan, for your time as well, brother. Thank you very much.
No worries.
We've actually got Asim, and I've sent you his thread before. He is also an analyst. He likes to talk the game very, very well. He's a Chelsea fan. He's also one of my friends. I told all my friends to join because they're all, different types of supporters. We've got AC, and he's a Chelsea fan. And
Hey, AC.
he's also said Asim.
Hello, yo.
Wait. He's also said Asim that he's really, really impressed with your, the way you analyze the game as well. And I always wanted you two to get on the show because you're both Twitter tacticals as well. You both know the game very, very well. But
Thank you, man. Thank
AC
you. Nice
Chelsea,
Let me
nice to
just
have you
say,
on, AC, man. Nice to have you. Big up,
thank
man.
you. I
Welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you. I feel privileged right now. I appreciate all the work Sarib and obviously yourself have been doing, obviously not only on Twitter, but as on this YouTube channel as a whole. I just wanted to say, I appreciate, is this regarding the Salah debate? Regarding if he was...
Your show, your agenda, AC. Whatever
Hey, we
you
might have
want.
to move on though, man. We're gonna be here for another hour.
So I just wanted to say, I feel like Klopp, I think he actually laid the best foundations in my opinion, because I feel like Liverpool have the best core starting 11 in the whole world, in my opinion. Like Trent, Virgil van Dijk, Salah, Alisson. That's 4 not only world-class players, but 4 all-time greats. Not just in the Prem great, but football greats. So I think Slot, as good as he has been tactically in terms of your defensive line, you guys are not persistent with the high line anymore. You guys are more the way he utilizes Kanate. I think he's actually utilized Salah to the best of his capabilities now. Like everything going forward is literally just towards him now. Everything is just forced down Salah's side. And I feel like, we have to give Salah his credit, but I feel like in terms of the core that you have, I feel like it's made for Salah to actually succeed in that sense.
Yeah,
because I think in
my
my opinion, go on.
It's quite obvious. Like when you have 4 of the best players in the position, it's obviously going to be able to play well games. But it also takes a good coach to implement a style of play where they excel. And I think Arne Slot has he's done that very, very well, because that's not an easy transition. We've seen many, many times over the years. You could say normally speaking, when a manager leaves a football club, it's normally either been sacked or he's retired or whatever, and he's left the team in a poorer position as to what they are. But Jurgen Klopp didn't do that. He could have easily left end of 22-23 after the year we finished 5th, Fabinho, Henderson. And I promise you, if we didn't replace those players, we would be wrangling in 6th and 7th and 8th position, like United, like Spurs. But Klopp decided to stay one more year, decided to, bring the likes of McAllister, Szoboszlai, Endo, Gravenberch to the squad. And you can see the style of play that we play now suits the players that we were signed last summer. But it takes, I'm not saying Arne Slot is a better coach than a better manager than Jurgen Klopp. That's not what I'm saying at all, because it's too early to say. But I think Arne Slot's style with the players Liverpool have now has brought the best out of those players, which they weren't.
Big up Gravenberch. He's been the best in the world.
Exactly, with players like profiles like Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. I feel like last season Klopp tried to utilize Gravenberch as a runner in midfield rather than a slow dictator in terms of setting the tempo than he's now doing under Arne Slot. So even with Szoboszlai, I don't personally rate his overall ability, but I think definitely Slot is definitely out in the last couple of weeks. Slot's definitely been getting
big up Gravenberch, though, man.
I actually just think that the squad suited Slot's system much more.
Yeah.
Like you look at last season, and I think in terms of how Klopp wants to play back to front quite quickly, not utilize midfield as much as Slot would use the midfield. I think Slot's system suits the fact that the technicians are there, Gravenberch and McAllister, in midfield. I think that suits the team more, because obviously Wales talked last season with Liverpool saying, "Oh, you need a 6," but I don't really think that's the case anymore, considering now with slot system you're utilising more technicians in midfield now, and it's slower, which helps the midfield more again, and it's less physically demanding, and the profiles suit the system more. I think that's the main thing. But even with the front line, even more so for me. I think Nunez is now done. I don't think he can play in this team anymore. I don't think it suits him much.
He made that point. I think Asim made that point.
I like the idea of the false nine, of playing Luis Diaz in false nine. I think that's a very good idea, because he also comes in and links up play very well, and it opens up the game a bit more. And also, I think this system, because of the amount of technicians, because of the slow tempo, it suits your team's ability to play against those low blocks and being able to give more space to your wingers. I think in the end, it's showing how effective the slot system on the ball is. Because off the ball, I think it's very similar to how Klopp had it. But on the ball, you can see that it's much more suited to players he's got.
Going back, you just said Liverpool are suited to playing against a low block because it's slower and controlled. And they play on their own terms. But going back 5 minutes ago, you were saying, and if you look at Liverpool's goal involvements, Salah, I think only a week ago, it was around about 78-79% of them when it comes to goals and assists. So if Liverpool are good against low blocks, which you've just said, and you go to, and you see your point of view in regards to what you said about Salah, then how is Salah involved in 80% of Liverpool's goal involvement?
Because again, I said,
if you can't play against low blocks,
Liverpool are great creators. They have great technicians, and they can break down low blocks
Salah
very easily.
is involved in 80% of Liverpool's goal involvements. Then how is he not good against low blocks?
Because the system allows Salah to have more space.
But I feel like
that's it.
In terms of
the system allows. Okay.
I hear what you're trying to say.
How does this system? No. I'm going to ask you now. I'm going to engage with you now, even though I think you're trolling. But I'm not. I'm just going to educate you now. How does Salah allow this system allows Salah a bit more space? Tell me.
As I said, slow tempo, being able to have more technicians on the pitch, along with the fact your forward line are more threatening, so the defense are also more worried. And also, I think Szoboszlai is quite important in that too, because in the edge in the area, he's quite a threat anyway.
Yeah, but Szoboszlai's output, underlying numbers are not great this year.
That's not what it's about, though.
So how does he facilitate?
It's not
it's
about threat.
Salah is given the most freedom out of any attacker in Liverpool.
Any main man is given a bit more freedom to express themselves.
The difference is
the space Salah is allowed is not dependent on Liverpool's system. It depends on.
I'm not saying he is
the opposition setup.
I'm saying
the opposition setup.
Situations where
but this is what you're letting snooker now. You're not letting me speak.
Okay.
How is Salah's space dependent on how Liverpool? Obviously, everyone, Saka's allowed to express himself and roam around in areas. Even though Salah isn't roaming around in areas where you see him going on the left hand side. Obviously, even Saka comes into left half spaces at times, but because your manager doesn't allow the overlapping right back to go, and I know you've done it a bit more with Timber recently speaking, but Bez, I'm telling you, is your point about Salah not getting extra attention is just bollocks.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't get extra attention, but I think the defense has to worry about more players in your team rather than just one. You've got more threat. That's what I'm saying. You're saying Szoboszlai hasn't got underlying numbers. Luis Diaz the same thing. Gakpo, everybody, right? But the main point is of threat. Yeah, Arsenal don't have threat apart.
But that's on your manager.
And I agree. Yes,
yeah, he's
absolutely.
out.
I'm not a fan.
I disagree on that.
That's what I'm trying to say here. It's not a discredit complete. That's what I'm saying. It's not a discredit to Salah. But that's why I was saying that if he played right wing at Arsenal, he wouldn't be as effective because of our system. It doesn't work. And I think it's ironic, but I actually think when Saka was playing on his own rather with Odegaard operating around his spaces, he was more effective. But because Odegaard and Saka kind of like
operate.
I think he
around
just
the
don't like
game.
Salah. I'll be honest with you, bro.
As you said, Salah wouldn't get more than 5 goals in an
Yeah,
Arsenal game.
and it's not disrespecting.
That's ridiculous.
What did he say?
It's
What
not
did he say?
disrespecting.
What did he say? What did he say?
I said he wouldn't get more. He wouldn't get more than 5 goals in this Arsenal system.
That's very disingenuous, brother. Very disingenuous.
Tell me how.
Because we forget that Salah. I still think you think Salah's a goal-scoring winger just because of the system allows him to. He's not just inside forward. I actually had the same opinion as you. I thought he was just this inside forward,
he's a number 9.
system reliant sort of player. But the guy gets goals from anywhere.
I'm not saying system reliant.
How is he a number 9, Bez? Have you seen his heat map this season?
Yeah,
he's more out wide than ever before.
If you compare his heat map to other wingers, you'll see that it's much more central centered. It's much more central centered than the other wingers
Which is
Junior, Bukayo, Saka. Any of those guys, it's less wing. It's less.
Yamal, Saka.
Yeah, all these guys. Just what I know, it looks like he's on the wing, but it's not. Obviously, the red is more, intense. It's less. It's not as much as the other wingers who actually play as touchline wingers. That's the difference. That's what I'm saying.
What I would say is Salah is not as wide as the left winger. I think even Gakpo and Diaz was talking about him a month or two ago. He said, "I'm not as wide. Salah is not as wide as me, but it's not a lot of difference."
No, he's an inside forward. He's an inside forward. I don't think he's a touchline winger.
I've seen him at right back. I've seen him at right back this year.
Not anymore.
Who?
Salah's not inside forward.
He's only not inside forward when Nunez is up front.
I've seen him covering off the ball in right back position.
He's a wide man now. He's actually.
I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when Trent came off or Bradley came off, and he was joking around saying, "You've got competition at right back now because Salah."
I think.
I have a question. Let's have a question for you. Last season, I'd say last season was probably Salah's best season in terms of chance creation. The chance he created for Nunez last season was.
Yeah, because he was playing with a natural number 9 that occupies the same space as Salah does.
He was a touchline winger last season.
Out wide. That's my point. Best. How could he be an inside forward if last season he was creating goals for the pure number 9?
He was an inside forward last season.
He was or he wasn't?
No, he wasn't an inside forward.
Yeah, because
he's playing inside forward now.
He's playing with somebody that's occupying his space. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's why I'm saying this season he's not always playing with Nunez anymore.
He's not inside forward. You can't be an inside forward one season, a winger one season. It's not how it works.
Your roles can change. Your roles vary.
Yeah, but it doesn't
absolutely, and even between games. Like
if he can do both roles, then that means he's versatile, right?
Yeah.
So that's why he can work in Arsenal. Yeah, that's it.
I don't think so.
Because he's versatile. He can do anything.
Again, it's not because
he also don't play with a pure number 9.
My point with Saka is because the system doesn't allow him to thrive as much. I'm not saying that Salah is not good. I think this is where you lot are misunderstanding.
Salah's best work for me comes when he's playing with somebody that's not a number 9, and you can see it this season when he's played with Diaz and Jota, who are not traditional number 9s. His numbers have been a lot higher, which is why I think he will do better at Arsenal, because you don't play with a number 9. You don't play with.
Yeah, we do. Havertz is our number 9 though.
Not a number 9.
He's not a traditional 9.
He's not.
He's not a traditional 9, though, is he?
He's not a false 9.
Pure number 9. Is my point.
Havertz for us.
He's going to drop into the pocket. He's going to link play. Jesus is the same. Trossard.
But Jesus plays once a year.
Yeah, but these are all not natural number 9s. How can you say
Havertz is a number 9 now?
How are you?
He's been a number 9 for a few years now.
Yeah, but Bez, he's not a pure number 9.
He is now.
He's not Fox in the box, going to stay in the yard for.
He didn't even play midfield last game, bro. He played in the midfield.
There's a reason for that. He's not a good.
Why does Arteta play him? Why does Arteta play him on the left side of midfield?
I have a question for him.
No pure number 9 players. You're not going to play Gikra as left day, are you? It's not going to happen.
Do you think Salah creates more chances in the Arsenal team for your forwards than Saka does?
Yes, because he's a better player than Saka.
Okay, I want to see Bess's answer.
That's common sense.
Bessie does.
Salah hasn't even created more chances than.
He's a better goal scorer than Saka. He's a better goal scorer.
He's not a better creator. He's not a better creator.
He's a better creator.
He's a better creator. He's a better creator.
Can I answer the question?
No.
Let me just answer the question, because you asked me, would Salah create more?
In your
Salah
opinion,
hasn't created more than Saka in the Liverpool team. So how can he create more in this Arsenal team?
Yeah, he can. He can find a pass in the box. He can link up play. He can cross the football. He can do everything.
So can Saka.
But Saka's got a higher XA, double his XA.
I feel like Salah. You can't argue that Salah definitely has more variety to his chance creation.
So Bez, if you put Saka in Liverpool's team, he will get better numbers than Salah in Liverpool's team. So
I don't know about that. I'm not.
Bez, I want to see how many touches.
I don't know.
Bez, I want to see how many touches because you're saying every single attack Arsenal get, and I think Thierry Henry was touching on it as well. It goes to Saka, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see how many touches he gets outside the box in that right channel.
I hardly ever see Bukayo Saka in the box.
What?
So that kind of answers your question, really. Like he gets the
Really?
ball outside the box all the time.
He's
Because
never
he's
in.
meant to be. I don't think you understand how much we rely on one guy.
No, we get that, but like,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Bez,
I think
Bez,
it's kind of disingenuous to say Salah can do the same job as Saka because he is a better player essentially. You know, he can do pretty much. He can.
He's not
He
a better
does
footballer than
find
Saka.
the.
I don't personally think.
No, he is. He is. Come on, man.
I
No,
don't
he's not.
think. I think the
Come
levels
on,
are
there's a
much
lot of
closer
tricks in
now
Salah.
anyway.
Salah has massive creative. You can create a lot of different kind of
I
chances.
know. I
inside
agree
the
with
box.
you. You're right. Yes, he is a creator. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that Saka's created more in this shocking Arsenal team compared to Salah in a very thriving one, Liverpool team.
But
That's
Salah,
what I'm saying.
but Salah has nearly double the goals as him as well, or like at least 7-8 more.
Again, as I said,
No,
the
he's talking about
system doesn't allow
chance
Saka
creation.
to score goals.
No, I know. But look, I get what you're saying, Bez. Is what you're not acknowledging the fact that when you're the main man, it comes with a massive responsibility.
Absolutely.
In terms of system, I get what you're saying. Like Odegaard is not going to hold width for Salah for Saka to come inside and play those left out spaces as well, because he's your guy to come in deep and manipulate the ball, and it's all about ball retention and ball circulation. He's involved, especially last season. He's involved a lot in your build-up play as well.
Yeah, a
Getting
lot.
you the pitch. And then you've got your right back, but you have to understand is Liverpool as a team, they have a system. They go, and whether you want to put it on Arne Slot or Arteta, the fact that Salah has got a massive responsibility to carry this Liverpool team, and you have to say these guys are 32-year-old. Yes, granted, he's not a normal 32-year-old, but he doesn't have the legs that he used to have in 3-4 years. And the evolution of Salah is, you're not acknowledging his greatness. The evolution that Kevin De Bruyne did over the last couple of years to come deeper and play as a playmaker, then play off the striker, even Gerrard to play in those 6 roles and DM roles. Great players evolve, and this is exactly what Salah has done.
Okay.
He has always been a creator, and this is not me. Just look at the numbers.
No, I am
Look
not
at the numbers.
disagreeing with you. I think
do
he's
feel
a
like
creator.
Saka's doing it in harder conditions, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing it in much harder conditions.
Yeah, in my opinion,
and
that
also, as I said, a lot of shouting was going on when I said it, but I did say Salah's having a Ballon d'Or season, so that takes out the thing. I think he's currently probably first in power rankings and everything. I'm not denying his greatness. Yeah, as much as I don't.
You are denying his
him
greatness.
as a player.
You've
I can't
just said
deny
to
it, of
me
course not.
that he only gets 5 goals at Arsenal.
That's not a disrespect to him, though.
Come on, that is.
It's not. It's not a disrespect to him. It's just more of a disrespect to our system. It's just shambolic. I just like the same thing I said.
That's like me saying Thierry Henry played for Wimbledon and he'd only get 1 goal.
Nah, but
Great players always find a way.
I mean, he has found a way. He's got 15 GA in the Premier League. He has found a way. Saka.
I'm not denying Saka's a great player, but I don't think we should be comparing Saka to Salah. And for you to say Salah will get 5 goals in an Arsenal side, but Saka's got how many goals for Arsenal this year?
5.
5 and assists.
He's got 10.
10. So I think Salah would get at least at this point of the season at least 10 goals, maybe 8-9 if you're gonna really be.
But that's not that much more, though, is it? 3 more, 4 more goals. That's my point.
At the moment, how many goals has he got more than Saka?
He's on how many goals? He's on 15 now, no?
14, and Saka's
14,
on 5.
yeah. It's
Are you
a
just talking
massive
about
gap.
the Premier League or all
Yeah,
competitions?
just Premier League. He's got like 14 league goals. There's a massive gap there.
10. Okay. At the moment, he'd be on 9-10 in an Arsenal side.
Maybe he would. I don't think so, personally. But again, you just proved that the system's not good because you went from 14 to 10 to 9. Like that's
because Liverpool as a team attack more. They take more risks.
Yeah,
because we've got players like we've got players like Ibu and Van Dijk. You talk about Arsenal having the best defense, but you don't have the balance. But that's
absolutely not.
That's not Liverpool's fault, is it?
No, absolutely not. But that's when I was trying to talk about Arsenal. That was my main point. I wasn't talking to discredit Salah. It was more to talk about my team and how unbalanced we are and how we've actually regressed a lot since I'd say even before last season. So that was my main point here. It's not really about Salah. It was more about Arsenal. And that's what I was trying to say, because obviously our right-hand side has been very heavily reliant upon, for not just this season, even last season for me, in the beginning of the season, it's been the same thing. And we haven't got enough quality in the front line. And the quality we do have don't stay fit. That's the problem.
Okay, so I think this is the question where everyone wants to ask and everyone wants to know. You're an Arsenal fan. We've also got AC as Chelsea fan. We'll definitely get his views on Chelsea as well before we cut the stream. Bez, are Arsenal out of the title race?
Absolutely. They were out in September.
Wow.
September, he says, Asim.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You can't.
That's crazy.
Look, the reason why I said it in probably July when they got rid of the squad depth. I said you can't go. And Miko, I said the other day. It's very funny because he made the sandwich, but it's more. You can't get rid of your squad depth, then complain about injuries, because I predicted this would happen. You can't go 2 years without injuries and then all of a sudden think you can get away with it a third time.
Are you Arteta out, Wes?
Yeah, because I don't think the system suits the players we've got. It's very funny. You know how you talked about, I was talking about Arne Slot and his system, slow tempo and stuff. I think we needed a Jurgen Klopp in our team because we haven't got enough technicians in midfield.
I get that. I think you spent a lot of money on Declan Rice, didn't you? Where a lot of Arsenal fans, I really like Declan Rice, but at the highest level, can he play and dictate a game? Is he good enough with the ball? Does he make a lot of passes into midfield? I don't think he is. So on the big day, I think you need someone like Partey or Jorginho next to him. Yeah. And then is he good enough to really be that number 8, get up or down? But the thing is, I do like that balance of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard. But I think what's hindering you a lot is there's no output from the left-hand side in Martinelli.
Absolutely not. And I think it's more to do with, because you did say Rice and left 8 and stuff, I think that's one of the main reasons why it doesn't work, because Rice against low blocks, you need to thread the needle, you need to get in between the lines, you need to be able to get into those half spaces. You can't do that. And it's not disrespecting him, because I think as a 6, that's his position, right? And I did say, I know it's not career mode, I know, when we did sign Declan Rice, I did say we needed both Caicedo and him. I didn't think Declan Rice was enough, especially after we got rid of Granit Xhaka. I didn't think that was enough. And for me, especially now, where you've got a system where we've got a lot of tired, not enough legs in there, first of all, and we haven't got enough technicians. Parties.
Do you think that's good enough? I mean, you said you needed Caicedo next to Rice, but I don't.
Or Lavia, something like that.
Yeah, I think Lavia. I think he plays a few more passes into midfield. Yeah. I think the perfect balance was probably at Brighton, where Caicedo played with McAllister, who has got a pass on him.
Yeah, I was also talking about McAllister as well. I did say.
Yeah, the space eater is the Caicedo. I think Rice and Caicedo, for me, are probably a bit too similar.
I don't know. I think Caicedo is much better in tight spaces. In possession, he's much more effective. I'm watching that Spurs game. As much as Lavia was really good at progression, the fact when Caicedo went into midfield in that second half, it was a different game. And I think that's what we kind of lack, because especially when you've got Declan Rice in there against low blocks, you don't want him to be driving at players against a low block, because that's not enough. You're just going to be pegging the defense even further back, and you're giving less space to your wingers and your striker. And that's another. And that's why I don't think he should be playing left 8. Maybe against open games. In open games, it suits him more because he can run at players. His ball progression is very good, but he can't. He's not. Again, we've already gone through it. He's not good enough in passing to be able to play in that left 8 for me. Like Granit Xhaka for me was very good at ball progression. He was a very good passer, and he operated in very good.
I have a question then.
Go on, Karen. Sorry.
In regards to Saka, I actually alluded to this on my Twitter page. I said, obviously, with the news coming out that he's going to be injured for quite a while, for a lengthy period. Do you think, in terms of the way, because everyone knows that he's been playing with injury for quite a long time now, in terms of he's been playing with pain. Do you think, in terms of the players over the past, English players specifically, that's peaked probably too early, your Rashfords, your Sterlings, do you think Saka's going in that sort of trajectory if he carries this on? The fact that he just...
I mean, his mileage isn't looking good, is he? He's been playing since he's 18 years old. So that's a problem. Rashford had the same problem where he was being overplayed. And then all of a sudden, he's not even half the player he used to be. Yeah, it's a worry. I'll be honest. Are you worried?
Are you worried for Saka in terms of his?
I'm worried for him because Mick Arteta didn't buy a backup for him.
Yeah,
he got rid of the backup actually in deadline day.
Nelson
sent him off to Fulham. Like, it's too many issues for me with how the squad's been managed over the last 2 years, and I think it's the chickens come home to roost. Really, you've got injuries all over the place now, and Saka's kind of the nail in the coffin for me. Like, I actually, funnily enough, I actually think we've become less predictable now because he's not on the pitch now. But that doesn't mean we're going to be very good anyway. Like, I know we've got easier games now, but then we go into February, March, we need him. And we don't know if he's going to be back for those games.
So does this injury not essentially forces Arteta to make signings in January now?
No, because he won't do it.
How do you... Come on, Saka's gone. He has to.
The issue is I think January is very hard to sign players. Like, I know there's been a few occasions where it's not been the case. Coutinho, Barcelona, Aubameyang, Arsenal.
Well, I'm a Chelsea fan. It's different for me. We make business.
Chelsea got Mudryk for 65, but it's different.
Yeah.
When you're trying to go, because the players we need play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You can't buy players midway through a season from the Premier League, when especially like Newcastle, for instance, you're probably going to challenge for top 4 the way it's going, right? You're not going to go up to them and say 80 million for this side. They're going to ask for double that because it's January.
Yeah. Plus, he's a big asset on the market.
Yeah. You can't really buy players of certain quality. I think what we should really do is go to Bournemouth and try and get Semenyo.
Semenyo is good.
I think he'd be a good profile to have on that right-hand side.
He's very good.
And that is somewhat possible. I don't know if it will happen. I don't think they're going to go for a winger because Arsenal haven't planned to go for a winger for 2 years for some reason. But I think in the situation we're in, I think we're linked with that guy from Las Palmas. He's a very good dribbler. But again, he's off the left wing. We need someone off the right. Yeah. I'm not really... I don't really believe we're going to get anyone. I don't.
That's fair. Do you think in terms of obviously the drop off is evident between, I think your second half of the season, last season, 23-24 Arsenal, when you were just bopping teams left, right and centre.
Yeah.
I still can't fathom how you didn't win the league.
Because I remember
I don't know how.
Sarib. We were actually talking to Sarib midway through that season, actually.
Don't know.
And we were I think we were 5 points clear going into, I think it was Fulham away first.
Crazy.
And we lost those 2 games after, and I said
last year.
Yeah. And I said that we need to now go 100% to win the league. We cannot draw, apart from City, cannot lose a game.
And you did that.
Well, you basically did, though.
Because we played against Villa at home, and that was the game that
lost you the title.
And that's the job we were given, and that's the problem for me. We didn't do ourselves any favors in that first half of the season. And by the way, the results look good, but we were just as bad as this season, by the way. If you watch the games, we weren't as good. Our left-hand side was just as weak, and we were just getting away with it. I mean, we conceded 3 goals to Luton. We just got out of jail there. We had a lot of games where it was going down to the wire, and we were winning games last minute. It's great, but in the end, the performances weren't good enough, and it came back to haunt us in those 2 games against West Ham and Fulham.
Yeah. Do you think by that logic, then, in terms of how good you were in that run between January to April, May, would you say Arsenal at their best? Do you think Liverpool top of the league right now? Do you think that's more down to the fact that Arsenal have dropped off, or Liverpool would have been just that good to stay on top of the league?
I think you can't deny how good Liverpool have been.
Of course. But do you think if Arsenal at their best, do you think Liverpool wouldn't be where they are right now if Arsenal actually didn't drop off?
I can't remember. I did see a stat that it was like Arsenal last season compared to now, and I think we'd be like 3 points behind, something like that.
Yeah.
So we could be in and around there. Yeah. So of course it's not, I wouldn't say a bit of both, because I don't think it's a 50-50 share, but Arsenal have been very poor. And
I agree. I don't know.
Liverpool have been very good.
Understand the reason. I still don't understand. But why has the drop off been so big? Because
look, there's
last season wasn't quite a few months ago. Like, I don't understand.
There's a few things. So we went into July and August, and I thought we needed a left winger. And we probably needed a left back.
Wasn't Mikel Merino?
Honestly, I don't want to get onto Merino because it's an embarrassment. But Calafiori was a good signing, I think, because we kind of needed someone who's a bit, can play out the back. I watched him at Bologna last season. Even though he played centre back, he was very good playing out, and I thought him driving with the ball would be a very good asset for us, especially at left back. And he's proven that so far, even though he's been injured all the time. We did not get a left winger. I'm not going to cluster down as one. Even Edu said he didn't plan to get him. And Merino, we spent a whole month on. We didn't need his profile because we already had Declan Rice in there. We went to Real Sociedad and got their 3rd best midfielder.
This whole thing though of unlocking a left-hand side number 8 to unlock Martinelli. If a left winger, in my opinion, if a left winger needs a left 8 midfielder to unlock that winger, then that winger is just limited.
No, that winger's not good enough. No, absolutely. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think Martinelli's good enough at all. However, he's not been helped as
I agree
enough. Even though, and that's why I said we did need a left winger. But again, I don't know we could have really got
Ademola Lookman, Atalanta, bread and butter for Arsenal.
But look, I think this is a
every time I see Lookman playing the Premier League, it's not been good, is it? So I don't know.
Yeah, but look what he's doing for Atalanta. Development.
He's been very good for Atalanta, granted. 100%.
I think this is a conversation we can have for the whole season. Obviously, we've got the January window coming up, and we'll obviously get you guys on more often to talk about Arsenal, Chelsea, whatever you want to talk about. But 1 hour, 44 minutes has been a very, very long time. So I want to thank Bez. I want to thank Abdulaziz, Dingers, AC for your time. We'll definitely get you guys on more. It was fireworks at time. But it's always gonna happen, Asim, when you put a Liverpool fan.
Of course, man. Of course. This is what football's about.
We're not in a tie race, by the way. We're not in a tie race. This is what
He's a Chelsea fan, by the way.
We're not in a tie race.
I think you guys are in it.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be there when Liverpool bottle the title. I'll be there. You know what I mean?
Take those mind games elsewhere, man.
We're not in a tie race. Look at our team. We're too young. We're not in a tie race.
But Chelsea's in it too.
It would have been funny if Chelsea beat Everton on the weekend. I think they would have gone top for a short while, a period of time. And I could see all these Chelsea fans.
I'll still say the same thing.
League table on Twitter and with the caption saying we're top of the league. We're not in a title race.
We are not in a title race.
They're that scared. They're that scared. They have got no balls, man. I'll have some balls about you.
Because we've
spend
never
£1.6 billion and he never in a title race.
Hey, listen, talk about net spend, man.
No, I don't like that narrative though. I don't like when people are saying
net spend.
No, I don't like the people. Just to end off here, yeah. I don't like the people saying you spent 1.6 billion, you have to be in a title race. Because this is
I'm only having you on.
Yeah, this is the same 1 billion. In the cup final we played you guys last season, when you guys beat us, Gary Neville was calling us bottle jobs. So surely you don't think that 1.6 billion spent was good enough players. But now we're good enough because we're in a title.
You need a proper coach. You need a proper coach, and Maresca's a proper coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's a good coach. Yeah.
I guess the trend is bold managers in the Premier League. Maybe Arsenal.
Maybe.
And Chelsea, Liverpool's. But thank you very much, guys, for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank
you.
Thank you very much,
man.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Fireworks, Asim, on Christmas Eve.
I think when you
What do
bring.
you think of that?
Well, we had North London here. That went off for a bit, and then Chelsea fan came. AC, I think he was sort of mellow type of guy.
You'll really like him. I think if you speak to him,
sounds a good lad as well. Sounds a good lad. But this is what it's about: opinions, and you bring other people, other fan bases on. And this is their show. Bring it on. If you want to talk about Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, anything, fire away. And it was good, man. It was good.
It's a bit different.
If callings are not a bit fiery, then they're not really calling shows, are they? But I wanted to finish off, just quickly preview Leicester for the next 5-10 minutes. Sarib,
I wanted to ask you because obviously I think I'm going to ask you. We are top of the league. We are in the ascendancy. 6 goals scored, but 8 conceded in the last 3 matches. Leicester, new manager Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's got that Ten Hag philosophy. They've also got Danny Ward in goal. Former Reds.
How much did we get for Danny Ward?
I couldn't tell you. That was years ago, wasn't it? There was talks about Danny Ward being Liverpool's
I think we got decent money for him, from what I remember.
Let me see if I can find that. I actually want to know. Danny Ward, I'm curious now. Danny Ward to Liverpool. No, not Danny Ward.
Leicester. Or did you sell him to Leicester?
Yeah, we sold him to Leicester. We didn't. Yeah, we did. We got... I'm on the Leicester website. It's not telling me a price. Undisclosed fee. And it's better they don't disclose that fee, because if his performances and it's 20-30 million, Leicester fans are going to be going at it. But look, Danny Wood is a former Red. I think he will be in goal. I think Hermanson is out injured. I also think he's a very, very good goalkeeper. They have got some quality in their squad, Asim, but we should be beating Leicester on Boxing Day. I remember the last time when we played Leicester at the King Power on Boxing Day.
We won the league, didn't we?
We won the league indeed. We won the league.
And you know what? I was worried about that game. Because
Leicester was second. They were second. They were challengers to us.
They played decent football from what I remember. And Liverpool came back from the World Club Championship, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think we played the game after winning that final, probably after 3-4 days, if I remember correctly. But in terms of performance, wow. I think that was one of the best performances I've seen Liverpool, and it was a pure Trent masterclass, wasn't
I
it?
think that's Trent's best game for Liverpool ever. I think that's Trent's best ever game for
It
Liverpool.
was a masterclass. It was a
say,
masterclass.
he was
Bobby's goal was unbelievable as well. That finish, it was class all around. But I think we shouldn't be worrying about Leicester. I think we shouldn't be taking them lightly. Even though Leicester league goals and it's Leicester at Anfield, it's Boxing Day, everyone's feeling very festive. But I think we just need to get the job done. And even if we're playing in third gear on Thursday night, it should be a routine victory. I'm expecting goals. And I don't think Liverpool's title charge will depend on goal difference. But I think that's what we need to treat it as. That we're a lot better than Leicester. And we need to make sure we get the right amount of the right attitude in going into the game. Because what you don't want is a dodgy set piece.
No.
And after 10 minutes, you're chasing the game, and you've got players like Vardy who are still got. I know he's not Vardy of old of yesteryears, but it's still a threat, isn't he? He still plays on the shoulder, and he's a threat on the counter attack. But I'm expecting a 4-0 victory.
It's funny you said expecting. It's funny you said expecting. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to share it with all of you guys. So earlier today, now this I was joking, by the way, just to clarify, I was joking, but I'm gonna pull it up for you now. So I put a tweet out saying, no joke or no disrespect to Leicester, but I think this could end 10-0. Now look how many numbers it did. If we don't beat Leicester by 10 goals, I am gonna get absolutely it's got 400 likes on it. I was joking. But look, no, all jokes aside, like we have to caveat the fact that Leicester are just a recently promoted side. Their squad is of decent Premier League level, but not Premier League level as well. They've just sacked their manager, Steve Cooper. It is going to take time for them. They've just been beaten by, I think, probably the worst team in the league this season, Wolverhampton Wanderers, 3-0 at home, or 3-1. 3-0. We're playing at home.
How do you think our team lines up?
Do
you think we make a few rotational changes?
Who do we have? We have West Ham on Sunday.
West Ham.
No. I don't think so. I think
how do we do it? We make a few changes,
maybe
or we go full strength, and in the hope we're 4-0 ahead actually after 60, and then you ring the changes.
No, to be fair, I just thought about it in my head, and I think this is probably a game where I'm thinking, because I know we play West Ham, then we play Man United, then we got the semi-finals against Spurs. There's not going to be many big games to rotate. All the games that are coming up are bigger matches. West Ham it's an away game. Man United is still a big team. You play your best players in that game. Spurs away and home, they're still a big side. Leicester, I think it's a fair game to rotate. I think we need Jota to get 90 minutes under his belt.
You think he starts then, yeah?
Yeah, I think he plays Jota. I think Jota was his first attacking substitution, wasn't he? I think Jota came on before Nunez and Chiesa wasn't available. Yeah. Jones, I think Jones might get a game ahead of Szoboszlai. I think McAllister needs the minutes in there, because obviously he's not played much as well in the last couple of weeks. I know he played against Spurs and Southampton, but I think maybe some rhythm is needed for him. Jarell Kwanzaa is a tricky one.
Do you think Tsimikas comes in at left back?
Yeah, I think Tsimikas comes in at left back.
So you think Jota starts?
Jota, Jones, and Tsimikas in. Szoboszlai, Robertson, and Szoboszlai out. No, Gakpo out. I think Diaz goes left, and Jota goes central, because Gakpo's played a lot. You need to caveat the fact that Gakpo's played a lot of football. Gakpo's basically starting every game for Liverpool. He started the cup game, started on the weekend. He starts virtually every week now for Liverpool. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet, which I'm very, very happy about. But look, we have to understand that this is a long old season, Asim. We've got a lot of games to play. We're coming to the period where we play FA Cup as well. Champions League kicks back in at the end of in February. Load of games, and we have to keep the squad fit and available. I think this is the first time this season where we've got 90% of our squad available. Bar Ibu and Conor Bradley. Chiesa is available. Kanate shouldn't be far away, and neither should Conor Bradley. We've basically got everyone available, so I think that's important. We need to rotate well. What do you think? Do you think Slot rotates, or do you think he rotates on the weekend or in the cups, or what? Or have you already got the team? I already got the team.
I'll give you my predicted team tomorrow on my Substack.
That means he's got the team.
I'll give you my predicted team on my Substack.
Okay.
It's an opportunity to plug my Substack. So head over to my Substack for analysis, team predictions.
And you've somehow just gone mute. Maybe it's a sign from God that he wants you to say it here. But no, we're gonna put him. Wait, guys, make sure you check out Asim Substack. Very, very.
Sorry.
He writes very, very well.
Where did I stop? I was sending people over to my Substack.
Of course, she was.
It was an opportunity. So head over, please. Analysis, team predictions, inverted commas predictions, and much more. I'll start doing some podcasts on there as well. I'll start inviting a few people as well. But games are coming thick and fast, so it's been.
Can I come?
Of course, Sarib. You don't need an invite, man. Come on.
Of course I do.
But yeah, I'll give you my prediction tomorrow. But I think you might be wrong. That's all I'm saying, Sarib. The 3-4 changes that you said, predicting the way the boys trained today, I think you might be wrong.
Fair enough, but I hope for that because I think Szoboszlai is, I think number one now in that number 10 position. You can't deny in the last month or so, Asim, he's been playing at a very, very high level. You put a tweet out as well. He's off the ball, amazing. On the ball, he's looked really, really impressive. And Arne Slot, remember, alluded to it a couple of months ago that he wants Szoboszlai's numbers to improve. And what better way to do it away to Spurs with 3J away from home? So it's a good start for Szoboszlai. Maka as well. I think McAllister gives us a lot of control in the midfield. Obviously, he pops up with a goal. Gravenberch is the first name on the team sheet. And I think also Tsimikas, just coming back from the injury, needs minutes.
Do we get...
He's first choice for me.
Do we get a present tomorrow?
I hope so. But when Van Dijk signed for Liverpool, that was announced on the 27th of December, not 24th, 25th. But I hope so. I hope we wake up to a triple contract, done and dusted, and we can just forget about that. Because Asim, they're 6 days away from negotiating with other clubs in Europe. We can't have that. We can't have that. Money talks in this game, boy. Money. Players can feel disrespected. Asim, you can't deny it. I don't want to shift it to contracts, but you can't deny it. If we keep stalling with Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent, maybe they're going to feel like, I don't know what they're going to feel. Maybe they're going to feel like, oh, you know what? They've taken the piss out of us. We've been waiting months and months for a contract. Why should we then give the same respect to Liverpool that they haven't shown us and then go speak to other clubs? Wouldn't blame them in whatsoever because this should have been dealt with months ago. It's not hard to organize a contract with your best players. You get them signed. You give them what they want because they have proven the fact that they can continue at this level. But just because my computer says so that they can't in 2028, 2029, I'm not going to give them the contract. It's nonsense. You speak about the now, and if they decline, they decline. That's not down to us. You can't predict the future. Tomorrow they can get injured after they sign the contract. God forbid. But that's the way life is in everything.
Prediction tomorrow?
10-0, isn't it?
It's not tomorrow. Boxing Day, is it? Sorry. 10-0.
10-0. No.
You sticking
I'm going to go 5-1.
5-1. I go 4-0.
We're going to concede, man. We do give a chance away now with the way we have Ibu. Now, you know what? I understand why Konate is in this team. I understand why Ibu Konate is such a pivotal factor, especially in this slot team. But
you're always going to miss Sarib. You're always going to miss someone like Ibu, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. But to Joe Gomez's credit, Asim, I thought against Tottenham he looked like Konate.
Say that again. It's the way
he looked like Konate. He looked like Konate.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant. Sometimes when you watch Gomez, which game was it? He looks lethargic. He's like he just.
Newcastle.
I think it's He
Away.
lost a few duels. Yeah, and you think it feels like he just doesn't care. The way he sometimes comes across, but the way he was mopping up against Tottenham, I liked it. The way he was coming across, winning tackles. He was brilliant, but maybe it's a rhythm thing. So yeah, just any player needs a few more games. Chris says it was 1920 Gomez was so good. He was, but I don't think he was 1920 Gomez or has been this season. But you don't need to be. You don't need to be because we just need to make sure when Konate is injured, that drop off isn't absolute massive. We just need to make sure we keep it basic. And I think Slot, again, to his credit, adjusts that areas and the dynamic of the team, just slight tweaks, just to make sure everyone is playing a good game and in the right environment to make sure those mistakes don't come. But we've waxed lyrical about Liverpool's performance against Tottenham a couple of days ago, but we just hope, Sarib, the next 2-3 games are very, very important. I think Leicester, we shouldn't sort of just neglect them. We just need to get the job done, get the goals in, move on with the 3 points. I think West Ham is another team that should suit us. Antonio causes a bit of a headache, not drastic, but he's not going to play, obviously, of reasons, and we wish him well in his recovery. But again, I think players like Kudus and Bowen might be dangerous on the counter attack. But I think whenever we go to West Ham, we control the game. It's a big pitch, and I think West Ham, the type of football that they play, that pitch doesn't suit them. I think they need a small pitch. The likes of Souček and make it physical. And on that pitch, you really want to play football. And I think when Man City were really good, they enjoyed going to West Ham. Every time they went to West Ham, it felt like it was like 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. Arsenal in previous years, recently as well, have been brilliant over there. I think it's a good pitch you can play on. So, yeah, look, I'm expecting good things. I think we just need to get past the West Ham game, get the 6 points in. Excuse me. As you can see, I'm still got an annoying cough. But we'll see where we're at. We just need to match Arsenal's and Chelsea's. I think City are out of it now, like you said earlier. Get to 2 wins, and then we'll see where we're at in January. And hopefully nobody gets injured until then. And then we welcome back Conor Bradley and Ibu in the early parts of January. And we go for the big prizes.
I think that's a nice way to end it. 2 hours, Asim, on the dot. I don't know if that was pre-planned, but it was planned very, very well. Maybe we've got a Mr. Own Arne slot in here that he knows what to do, when to do, and how to do it. But guys,
are we gonna get some pearls, some lines of poetry of Sarib?
I haven't got one. I literally haven't got one.
Okay, before you go, we'll answer this. Sleep is always in the chat. It'll be rude of me not to address this question. Asim, will we sign it? Anyone? Take the question. Take the question if you want there, Sarib.
He asked you, sir, not me first.
Will we sign anyone? I've got a funny feeling, Sleepy, that we will.
Are you feeling a bit hungry?
That's not based on anything. That's just pure opinion.
I know, Asim, you've messaged me a couple of times saying wrap up the show, you're starving, but are you feeling a bit hungry?
I'm trying to think of another pun just to match here. I am feeling a bit hungry.
That was on the spot, that one. That was decent. That was decent.
I am feeling hungry. I am, but I don't know. Maybe that's a summer signing.
Is it the left side of your stomach or the right side?
It's the left side. It's the left side. But I think
I'm feeling a bit hungry as well, to be honest with you. Most of the left
side. I think that's a summer signing, Sarib.
So you don't think we signed anyone in January?
Huh?
You don't think we signed anyone in January?
I think for Kirkes, Sarib, where Bournemouth, the way Bournemouth are, I don't know exactly how their finances are, but I've not heard anything about it, so you assume they're okay. Run really well.
Bournemouth are about to sign a left back themselves.
Are they?
Yeah. So
maybe they know something about the summer, but I can't see us buying. I think if we take Kirkes off Bournemouth now, I think we might have to pay a premium, and I don't think that's FSG style.
What's going to cost 50 million?
I don't think the FSG want to pay 50 million for Kirkes. I think they were looking around about the 35-40 million mark max, because they will still see him, his underlying numbers, Sarib, as he's not the finished article, and he's not the finished article. So how they address and price that player up is this will still see him as a project where he comes in. He won't probably straight away go into the team. He'll get a month or two to settle in and then fight for that place. And that's why I don't think it's going to be I would like it to be a January signing, but I don't think it will be. I think he's happy. He knows he needs to address that area, but can we win the league without him? I think we can, especially considering what position we're in. If you ask me early in the season, I think no. I'd probably say no. Robertson's form is a concern for me, but Shimak has been fit, and them two interchanging. I don't think any of those players can play 2-3 games a week. But the fact that sharing that role, it might just get us over to the summer and we can really look at that area. But like I said, I don't think FSG are going to be, because they're treating Kirkes still as a project. And when they see someone as a project at the age of 22, 23, they will price him up as 35 to 40 million.
So you tell me what's going to happen when he has a ridiculous season next season. He's going to cost 90 million. Then they're going to say he's too expensive. So what do you do?
They'll move on.
So
they'll move on.
As Macaulay puts in the comments, same shit, different year. And I don't want another year of.
But I don't think he'll go 80, 90 million from January to the summer, Sarib.
Oh, Asim, you'd be very surprised. Caicedo was 60 million in January, and when it's summer came, he was hitting 110. It's very, very easy, especially when you're competing. Because I think Bournemouth are playing to a similar level what Brighton were. And when the market, especially the left back market, is not particularly great at this moment. I think a lot of positions that they're not great. You're obviously going to have to pay a premium, and I think already 50 million is a premium for Kirkes already.
What is it? I think if Kirkes really wants Liverpool, I hope, and he does, we'll get him. But what could be a concern in terms of inflating the price is Man United's interest.
Yeah, of course.
I think Man United's interest is genuine in Kirkes. So if they take it up to 50, we saw it with Euro, didn't we? At the summer, that Liverpool were priced out. They wanted Euro. Real Madrid saw him as a project. Liverpool saw him as a project. They had a high ceiling. He had a high ceiling. He has a high ceiling. But that's what Liverpool saw him as. So one for the future. But United just came in and paid a premium. Will they do that for Kirkes? I don't know.
Okay.
I still got a feeling that we might do something. Whether it's in the back line or an extra body in midfield, I don't know. But I still think Liverpool might do. We do like a January signing, don't we?
Okay.
Gakpo,
Diaz, Van Dijk, Sturridge, Coutinho.
Sturridge, Suarez.
Was Coutinho January?
Coutinho was January. 11 million from Inter Milan.
There you go. But look, guys, it's been 2 hours and 5 minutes. We've had Arsenal, we've had Spurs, we've had Chelsea, we've had a lot on here. But it looks like Liverpool might be winning the lot this season. Asim said, I guess we'll find out in January. Asim said he fancies a January signing. Let's see if he's feeling hungry or he wants to go and see over the gaze.
All right. See
you later, guys. Take care, guys. That was a Zubimendi pun, by the way. That was a Zubimendi pun. Take care, guys.
See you later. Manje.
That sounded way better.